just before we start, I just want to kind of do an audio check because I have factory reset and changed a lot, and it's been a whole ordeal. But basically, I've done a lot of little things off stream to try and make this PS5 better. So just give me an extra minute or so to test things before we start properly. Okay. I think we're all good. Good num num morning. If you're wondering, if you're watching this in post or way later for whatever reason, why I had the longer startup and setup here, let me give you the quick rundown of what's been happening this past week. It's only been happening with the Resident Evil 2 remake livestream, so I don't know if it's something to do with that, but let me just explain. My PS5 has been infrequently crashing, and not as in the game crashing, as in hard shutting down because something is going wrong with the system. I went through it all. I rebuilt the database, I emptied out the cache, I turned off some settings that were unnecessary to lighten the load, and we tried to stream again, and it still did it. However, it was slightly less frequent. It wasn't every 5 minutes. So I took that as a sign that, yeah, maybe there is something going on. Last night, I boldly decided to upload all of my saves to the cloud and then factory reset my PlayStation 5. Which is, I doubt I have to explain to you all, is huge. It's probably why my audio setting's a bit different, because obviously everything went. The only thing I got back with, my saves, I had to reinstall Atelier Sophie. I reinstalled Atelier Sophie, Soul Hackers 2, and Genshin. I haven't installed anything else yet. I haven't even installed RE3 yet. That can fucking wait. But I have... I had to factory reset it just to see if that could solve the crashing issue. I've done some trial runs, and so far, so good. I haven't had any crashes or any problems or anything like that. I'm not going to say we're all good and it's all... we're all sorted, because we don't know. This stream in of itself is going to act as sort of a test, because the two most prominent theories I had, both of them have yet to be disproven. The first one was that maybe it was my PS5 was getting overclocked, Because think about it, I was playing the PS5 version of an RE engine game with ray tracing on, whilst it was also uploading my footage through a live stream and my audio and my face cam. Maybe that was what was triggering the kill switch and was making it so my PS5 would shut down. So if you play a game that's light on the load and it doesn't crash at all, this supports that theory, which also makes me... If that ends up being the case and that ends up being the thing and we don't have any problems in today's stream... Also, yeah, hi, One Man Cast. But if that gets to be a point and it's like, that seems to prove the case, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that RE marathon, because I don't want to torture my PS5. You know, like, if RE3 potentially could end up having the same problems that the RE2 does, this is a very expensive piece of kit, and they just price hiked the console in outside the US, didn't they? The last thing I want to do is break it and have to spend £480 to get a new one. But that being said, I just wanted to kind of clarify that at the start of the stream. Platinum Sisters v Sisters a few days ago. Oh, damn, nice. I can't... So are you gonna platinum it again when it comes out in the West? Also, because they've in the Sisters v Sisters English dub, they confirmed that Netgear. Yep, if I had a feeling that Netgear is absolutely still going to have her original actress. There were some concerns that because the original actress was now, I think she's a part of the unions, the same union that resulted in Noir's original voice actress leaving, that Netgear's original actress would leave as well, but she hasn't, she's still there. So either Idea Factory have got more money to pay the actors, or a new agreement was reached. But Netgear is still going to be the English voice of Netgear is still going to be the Netgear we know and love. Anyway, we're 7 minutes into the stream and I've just been sitting on this screen. But yeah, I'm super excited for Sisters v Sisters. I know it's technically not counted a main game. And about Gears VA was going to be pregnant at the time of the recording. Oh yeah, that as well. But yeah, no, she's still the voice of Gears. She's still coming back in Sisters v Sisters. The way they confirmed it, was, I don't know if you've been aware that all of Sisters v Sisters' announcements have been done through phone calls, where you can apply to have your number on. My main concern is more about Maho. I want her Maxi Whitehead as Maho. Oh, I'm sitting like, who's Maxi Whitehead? Okay, hang on. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, they did the phone call thing, and Netgear's actress did the call for the second one, so yeah. Don't get for the gimmick. Yeah, it's so weird. I get what they're trying to do, because the game, you know, at least, I don't know because I haven't looked into it, but it looks like the game has at least some kind of theming with the mobile market, so I guess that's their way of kind of like doing the advertising, like gimmicking it in. But it does seem weird. Is the VA of Alfonso... Oh, is she? Oh. Okay, yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah, I think... Yeah, she'd be good. She'd be good. I know who you mean. She'd be good. Oh, Alfonso. Voice heavenly. Yeah. Anyway, what the fuck were we doing last time we left off? We got a new costume for Plashter. Let's have a look at this. We're just building up on that, and we need to make a warding incense. We can't make a warding incense because we needed an elixir base. So I was just going to try and work on these. So we need to go exploring. We need purifying water to try and fuse into a gold thread. So it's Netgear in English. Is she? I haven't actually looked into the English voice cast for this game. That actually makes perfect sense, because Sophie is a complete sweetheart bean and Netgear is a complete sweetheart bean. That, like, I don't want to say typecast, but you know, typecast. Also, it's nighttime. The only reason I play them in Japanese is because I'm so used to Gust games not having English dubs that the one odd game that does just seems weird to me. It's like when you play Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's like you can play it in the English dub, and the English dub's great. Yeah, I've always been a stickler of pushing dubs, if I can. And my reasoning for why I do this cutscene, my reasoning being is that dubs and the nature of how they work, the nature of how they're directed, the nature of how things are localized, is radically different from the 90s and early 2000s. A lot of the reason people despise dubs is because of the 90s and early 2000s, where the localization, you know, completely changed the script and changed the premise. The directing was almost self-done, so no one really knew what was supposed to happen, and a lot of the voice actors, well, as I say that, even then, a lot of the sensitive ears better. That makes sense, because a lot of them are soft-spoken. But the point is, like, a lot of people did look super against it and still to this day, despite the fact dubs have really changed so much. Like, and even to say, even in the early 2000s, there were a lot of dubbed games that I think were really well done. Like the ones that I always like go to is like early good dub games, or at least dub media, because I don't watch as much anime as most. I'm more into anime games than I was anime stuff. But Castlevania Curse of Darkness, I thought had a fantastic dub. There was only like one character in that I thought sounded a little weird, and that was Death. I thought Death sounded a little squeaky, and in the Japanese version, he sounds more menacing, and I just wasn't keen on the direction of that. But every single other character was like chef's kiss. They were on point. They were exactly as campy and as exaggerated as the JP one. I blame dubbed for the stuff in the 90s. I blame localizers. Yeah, especially the ultimate sinners. I think were the ones that unfortunately, sinners, I'm making it over dramatic, but the ones that kind of left the worst impression were 4Kids. The 4Kids era, what they did with things like Yu-Gi-Oh, Sonic X, the early seasons of Pokemon, how drastically they straight up changed shit, was so like ingraining into people's minds that dub equal bad, that it still exists to this day. Like, a lot of people still blame 4Kids. It's like, yeah, their dubs were real weird. Because a couple of shows, the dubs were better, like Ghost Stories and Bobobo. I think get back when I was a kid. Do you think? Yeah, no, we didn't when we were kids. It's just a lot of them when they got to teenagers looked back upon it and was like, hey, hang on a minute, why is this scene so different in the JP version, or why is this even so different in the DVD release? Like, that was the thing with me with Sonic X as a kid. The DVD releases are really different because the Sonic X's, although they used the same voices and same localizing, didn't censor the footage the way the 4Kids TV premieres did. And so suddenly each episode was about 3 or 4 minutes longer and had much more detail in them. And that was where, like, when I first noticed it as a kid, and I was like, wait a minute, why is this different? But ultimately, like, especially nowadays, I'll take either or. So the only reason I'm playing this in subbed is because I'm so used to Gust games being subs only that suddenly having one of their games be dubbed feels odd to me. Well, because of social media, I never bothered to watch JP versions of 4Kids shows. The easiest way to not be annoyed. Yeah, that's very fair. That's extremely fair. I think, like, I did when it was like Yu-Gi-Oh in particular. That one didn't end up actually annoying me, because I got to rediscover a show I loved in new context. Because I got to see extra scenes, I got to see more raw emotion. Because that was the biggest thing 4Kids got rid of in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't speak for GX onwards because I can't remember it as vividly. But in, like, the 4Kids version, they didn't like characters being too angry or too sad. I guess because they were worried it would make, like, a bad impression. I'm also very used to Atelier and Nets being in Sub-Creature of Habit. Then yeah, that's exactly, you know exactly what my point is. But it's like, so a lot of it was toned down with Yu-Gi-Oh! Or pulled back, or scenes were removed. So in the JP version, suddenly Yugi losing a friend to, like, the new dangerous villain of the season, and maybe believing that he might be gone for good, suddenly he has a believable reaction to it. He's just like, no, I need to go challenge someone to a duel. He's like, nah, and it's like, you know, it's so much more powerful because they're not hiding the emotion like they were in the 4Kids version. So for me, I didn't get annoyed watching the JP version of Yu-Gi-Oh! I got to rediscover it. I got to learn something new about it and love it in a new way. And that's how I tried to take it. Because even in my close friend circle, there are people in there I know that still to this day fucking hate dubs, and I just want to strangle them every time. Because I'm just like, come on, I know not all of them are built equal, but they are far cry better nowadays than they used to be. But yeah, it's like, the Atelier series I think will always play JP, and the Yakuza games I think I'll always play JP. Just because, like, Yakuza especially, because they were only in sub for so long, and it was only like the past couple years that they started to get English dubs. I don't know, man, the way you make it sound, it's two separate experiences. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! English is still really good, in my opinion. I'm biased. I'm extremely biased, but I still think it's really good. It's just... there's so much more added to everything. I say not added is the wrong word. That 4Kids removed because they were worried. I don't know. I can't assume what 4Kids' mentality was. Like, there's a lot of interviews with, like, Eric Stewart, the guy who voices Kaiba, and James in Pokemon, about, like, some of the decisions, because he was, like, at least partially involved in things like that. And go either way, but you should prefer dubs. Yeah, fair enough. And so my two favourite animes I've only seen dubs, despite being a subs guy, is Last Exile and Darker Than Black. I haven't watched either of them. I'm not actually sure what they are, if I'm honest. My favourite, admittedly, and I'm a sucker for this, even though the third season was kind of rough, I loved Date Alive, both subbed and dubbed. I thought a lot of people dog on the English voice cast for Date Alive, and that's just because the voice direction is weird, but the voice casts are great. It's just for some reason they decided that Origami had to sound robotic, no matter who was voicing her, and I just didn't agree with that. They're both mid-2000s and both a visual story masterpiece. Yeah, sure, I might have to keep that in mind. I might have to check them out. Also, yeah, hi John. Hope you're doing well. We're not going to get much progress done. I think, to be fair, I'm okay if this stream doesn't have much progress. I kind of want this stream to be kind of chill anyway, because I'm not going to be streaming all day, because I want to wrap up before the Nintendo Direct, because I want to watch the Direct. And then after the Direct, at least in the... Oh, no, I say that, I don't know if you've seen, the Nintendo Direct is not airing live on Nintendo UK out of respect to the Queen. And I'm not kidding. And I laugh because it's like, no, I'm British. I'm the person that should be like, oh yes, that is definitely... As much as you said it was more of a test stream, yeah. Yeah, this one's going to be super chill. John, if you're out of the loop, I've been having a lot of crashes on the PS5, so I factory reset it and reworked a whole bunch of things. And I'm essentially, a lot of this stream is going to be a bit of a test to just see how things are going with the console and how things are working. So this is why it also worked out as Atelier Sophie, because Atelier Sophie's super chill anyway. But the live stream isn't being live streamed off Nintendo UK, so I'm just going to watch it off Nintendo US, which, oh wait, I always do anyway, and just watch it live when it airs. I think 2 o'clock in my time. It's either 2 or 3. And then the Sony State of Play, the Sony PlayStation UK is live streaming. How is it respectful to the Queen? Is all having a show go on and be more respectful? Yeah, I agree. The reasoning I can gather, and this isn't anything Nintendo said, this is just me being a British person and looking into how my country is responding to everything doing this. There is a 12-day protocol when a member of the royal family dies, and basically it has to be a dedicated mourning period where not much is like, to be fair, like, depending on who you ask, me live streaming could be seen as disrespectful. I should just be wallowing in my room watching the news, is what they expect us to do for 12 days, and I'm not doing that. I firmly believe the world has changed a hell of a lot since the last significant royal died. I don't think that sort of stuff applies anymore. The only thing, and this, I know this will sound heartless, but the only thing I'm keeping an eye on is the Queen's funeral is supposed to be a national bank holiday. And the reason why I care about that is not even for my job, it's for my mum's job. Because if it's a national bank holiday, it means my mum won't be working all that day, so I'll get to spend some more time with her. Because I feel like I don't get to spend enough time with my mum nowadays. It's why I always respond to her text straight away. So that's like the only thing I'm paying attention to is if we actually do get that bank holiday for the funeral. Because we're supposed to, but it's also not written in law. It's just kind of like a moral expectation. But anyway, I got off track. There's a protocol called London Bridge is Falling. And that protocol is the 12 days after a royal dies is supposed to be a monument of national passing when nothing is supposed to be happening other than the news explaining the legacy of the royal who died, the nature of their coffin being moved, and then eventually their funeral. I haven't really been watching the news because I find it boring as fuck. But it's still like, it is a thing. Like, my mum's been watching it constantly. My grandparents are rewatching because obviously, like, it's more cultural for them. It doesn't really, it's a piece of tradition rather than a requirement. And you know what? I think the Queen would be fine if her death would allow families to be closer. She's a good Queen. Yeah, the thing is, like, I have to be careful when I say this, because obviously, once again, I am British, and so there's always going to be an element of bias, sorry. But there's this middle ground between I can respect the Queen for being a wife, a mother, a grandmother, even a great-grandmother, and being a beloved member of one of the most significant families, if not the most significant family in the country. However, that doesn't change the fact she was a colonist. It doesn't change the fact that when Princess Diana wanted to tackle the AIDS pandemic head-on back in the 80s and wanted to make it very clear that it wasn't a disease that targeted gay people or any of that shit that was going around in the 80s, the Queen actively went out of her way to try and discourage her and said it's beneath you and you shouldn't do it. Like, you know, the Queen was an extremely flawed person. However, she was the spearhead of the country in terms of her status and figure. So I'm always stuck in this middle ground of, like, I can absolutely respect who she was as a person, but that doesn't mean I agreed with everything she was. There are people on Twitter, and it kind of annoys me, that, like, there are people on Twitter who are determined to just dunk on her, like, without a single, like, remorse. It's like, I know it's Twitter, and Twitter people are always Twitter people, but, like, a super on just dunking on her and attacking her and whatnot, and I'm like, I get it, it's flawed, but at the same time, she's a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother who's just died. Show a little bit of goddamn courtesy, you fuckheads. You know? Like, just show a little bit more courtesy in that. But equally, at the same time, I'm not naive enough to be like, oh, our queen, wasn't she so perfect? Because she wasn't. Well, I don't blame you. I look at it as this. Every person is horrendously flawed. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just the same. I talk about it quite a lot. Well, I talk about it a lot more on the older streams when I was still trying to find my placing, but I don't mind talking about it. But like, especially in college, I know for a fact I was a colossal arsehole in college. And I still, to this day, when I meet up with, like, the people I knew from college, and they're, like, super friendly and kind to me, I'm like, why? I was a dick to you. Because I know I was. Like, everyone is an arsehole sometimes. Everyone is flawed sometimes. Everyone does stupid shit sometimes. Considering our action as a royal to be an emblem of the times rather than a personal character, yeah, that's a brilliant way of looking at it. Dude, that's a brilliant way of looking at it, I think. But it's like, so thankfully I'm still friends with a lot of people in college, and maybe it is just me being oversensitive, but I look back at college and I'm like, man, I was a fucking arsehole. I'm surprised no one punched me. Because I was stressed out with college because it's, you know, college. I was struggling a lot with depression. Like, I mean, I still struggle with it nowadays, but nowadays, like, I know where I'm at mentally, if that makes sense. Like, I know what I need to do. I know where to be. I know what makes me happy. I know what cheers me up and whatnot. But in college, I was in a rut. I was struggling to keep up with college studies. Everyone was busy, so I rarely got to see people. So when I did, I just kind of exploded at them all the time. I was just a constant, like, powder keg. If at least to me, looking back. And so I never think highly of my time in college. And I look at that and I'm like, well, yeah, I was a dick, so I take that as for what it is. Everyone can be like that. Everyone has their moments. I pride myself in trying to not be that person anymore. I mean, I still swear a lot, but I've just accepted that's part of me. Anyway, let's at least see through this cutscene, because Sophie's back's going to give out the way she's leaning. What's wrong, Sophie? Why are you sighing? It's about Leon. Leon? What about her? If you ever wanted to choose, if you wanted to choose to mend bridges, that's a good means of building a bridge. I think it's relatable to be like that. I was doing extremely in middle and high. Yeah, a lot of people kind of like, when we're adults, it's easy for us to kind of like look back and be like, oh, we were just kids and whatnot. But like, those years are so significant. Sophie X Plush together. Yeah, I love these beans. To be honest, I'm more leaning on Sophie and Monica, because that's the whole, like, high energy goofball and the low energy in control dynamic that I just adore. But yeah, it's like, it's those years when we were like for me it was secondary school instead of high school, or like those early years of college. They're so goddamn significant, and yet so much is thrown at you that I think everyone kind of gets into a bit of a rut one way or another. Everyone either gets super stressed with work, or they abandon it and don't do enough studies, and so they end up failing their things, which ends up putting them back in other areas later in life. Having just been kids, and more likely to take accountability of my past failures while not being the same person. Yeah. Because like, there's so much pressure on, and then it's like you look back on it and you go, wow, yeah, we were assholes, because it's like, but it's something, it becomes up to us as an adult. I don't know if any of what I'm saying even makes sense, but it becomes a matter of us, like, now, like me at 23, being able to look back at when I was like 16, 17 and being like, yeah, he was a dick. Glad I'm not that kind of person anymore. And like, there was, especially because there was one, and it was like, I think I've told this story before. I won't name her because I'd never do that to her. But there was this girl I knew in college, and we both had a fling for each other. That just to be coy, we had a fling, and we always tried to test the waters as a motorbike passing. Because ignore that, it wouldn't work out, and we would end up arguing about something, and we'd get angry at each other, and we'd say things we didn't. And then go away, and then like a couple weeks later we'd start talking again, repeat the cycle, because we both genuinely liked each other, liked each other's personality, but every time we tried to just, you know, test the waters, go on a play date, just hang around in town or go to the beach or whatever, it just never worked out. We always ended up arguing. Like 2 years after college, I happened to bump into her at work, and like I apologized, and we spoke about a few things, and this was like you said, this was a couple years after college. I was like 20, and we managed to put the water under the bridge, and we're genuinely all right friends now. We don't talk all the time, but we talk every now and then. The whole fling dynamic, we've both just like agreed that was just a thing when we were teenagers. It's clearly never happening. Let's just be friends. But it's the fact that we got to build that bridge again because we both, you know, grew as people and could reflect and be like, yeah, okay, we should go back to college, but it's expensive here. Yeah, a lot of people, I don't know if you'll know this, here's a little bit of trivia for you in the UK. Only the first 3 years of college are free in the UK. Unless you do a course that goes beyond 3 years long. If you do a course that's 4 years long, you'll get that 4th year for free as well. But if you start a new course after you turn 20, then you're paying for college. So it's almost, it feels like a rush to try and get all your courses done and everything you want to do in 3 years maximum. It's what I did. I did psychology, sociology, anthropology, and world development, and I got them all done in 2 years. I graduated college after 2 years because I was not sticking around long enough to have to pay for it. None of my tuition is free. Ugh. But then my older sister, which is hilariously also called Sophie, my older sister Sophie, she went to university and did university for 3 years, and that was when she was in her early 20s, and so she's 5 years older than me. She's still paying that son of a bitch off. Like, she's been paying it off for like 6-7 years now. Political science major, business minor here. Fucking hell, dude. You went for the hard stuff. I was going to do philosophy as well back in college, but it became too much to juggle, so I ended up dropping it. And like, the reason why I picked up sociology is because I was struggling with anthropology, so I wanted something accompanying it that would make it so I could come and hit two birds with one stone, because although they're different, they're similar in a lot of ways. And it did work out. I ended up figuring things out and being slightly ahead of myself in ways that helped pull me through. And world development is because I loved geography as a kid, but I am terrible at geography, and world development is a little bit more focused while still being geography. It wasn't that hard for me. It's been something I've been good at since I was 11 and got into it. Then that's perfect for you, dude. I wish you the best. Because that's the doors that fucking open of political science and business. The doors that open are insane. Well, I doubt I have to tell you this. You know all this. You know how crazy that can get if you play your cards right. Yeah, I wish you the best. That's badass, dude. Meanwhile, I just got random fucking trivia on the brain. I can just be like, did you know? With like random psychology trivia. I still, to this day, when people find out I studied psychology, I still to this day get people say, oh, so you can read my mind? And I'm like, you have no fucking idea what psychology is, do you? It's not about reading the mind. I can figure you out quicker than most, because I've learned to read on small pickups on how you talk and how you speak, partially thanks to psychology. But I'm not a mind reader just because I did psychology. Just because I studied the brain doesn't mean I have your brain. This isn't Psychonauts. Yeah, I genuinely, still to this day, when people find out I studied psychology, have them ask if I can read minds. Or it's like, oh, so that means you know what I'm thinking, or things of that extent. Yeah, absolutely. People still think psychology is some kind of voodoo magic, and I'm like, are you insane? No. I can just tell you that what your dreams are likely mean, or... Yeah, how? Yeah, I genuinely get it. I wish I could say the UK is just full of stupid people, but I think if I went anywhere in the first world, I would find people like that. I don't think it's just a UK problem that we're stupid. I think, yeah. Because especially because I work in a supermarket. I've said before, my actual job when I'm not live streaming is I work in a supermarket in evenings. And so I serve all the common folk. And anyone who starts up a conversation, if it ends up leading to me bringing up my college studies and I bring up psychology, they will ask. And I'm just like, I want to strangle you. Because I give you trivia. Listen, one of my favourite things, it's not favourite, it's terrible if you think about it too much, is that all of your memories technically aren't real. Semi-regularly, plus I've been in mental health system since I was 11. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, you know your shit then. But it's like, your dreams are technically, not your dreams, your memories technically aren't real. Your brain rebuilds them every time, which is why leading questions are so dangerous. Because if you ask a leading question, you could implant fake memories in someone accidentally. The classic example they always gave in college was if you went to someone's house around Christmas time and they had a whole bunch of Christmas decorations up but didn't have a tree, when you came out, if I asked you, oh, what was the colour of their tree then? You'd probably give me an answer because your brain would implant a tree. Yeah, the Mandela effect. Your brain would implant a tree. Which is why leading questions are so dangerous. And the reason why it can be quite bad, and there's also a good to it, and I always remind people of the good of this thing, because there is a silver lining. There is a plus to not having your memories not being real technically. The negative is obviously some of your happier memories might not be real, and that can and that can be disastrous on your health. Flip side though, people who have suffered abuse, your memories of that abuse don't have to be there forever. I'm not saying they're not real, because trauma is a thing and that is how it is, but your experience of it doesn't have to stick with you forever, and that can be a silver lining, because eventually your memories will change as you go through life. Your things will alter, your memory of things will change because of Mandela effect, because of leading questions, because of leading memory. And so that trauma doesn't have to be as vivid and as powerful for your life. And that's kind of the silver lining I always lean on when I'm talking about it, because it does scare people when you tell them that, you know, their memories technically aren't the way they are. It's not the way you think. I mean, they are there forever, but the pain and symptoms can be lessened. Yeah, that's kind of my point. Anyway, Leon, what's about her? Well, I see, so something like that's happened. Yeah, Leon didn't seem very happy, so I was wondering if there was anything I could do. Oh, what was this about? Was this when we found out that Leon's real name? And the fact that her pseudonym is like, or like the name that she uses is just like the first half of her last name? And it's like, wow, are you surprised that people figured you out? Leon didn't seem very happy. I was wondering if there's anything I could do. Well, I do have one idea. What is it? You could give her a gift. We were happy when Leon gave us clothes, right? Maybe you could return the favor and show her your gratitude. See, a gift. Yeah, that sounds good. What kind of present should it be? I can't make clothes. Should just make something suitable for her. Like suitable for Leon. Oh, I know! An accessory! I'm sure an accessory would be great for her. Right, that's not a bad idea. I need to figure out what kind of accessory to make. That's what I need to do before I make a decision. What would that be? Interrogate her. Well, you see, to make something suitable for someone, you need to know them better. I see. Just something along those lines. Yep. So first, I'm going to go see Leon and try and figure out some things. I guess we know what we're starting with then today. Where's... Leon will just be on the street, right? Yes. Hello, Leon. Konnichiwa, Leon. Welcome, Sophie. What do you need today? Leon, to be honest, I want to ask a few questions. Ask me? Like what? Well, I want to know what kinds of accessories you like. Wow, really blunt. Oh, why are you asking all of a sudden? No big reason. Could you just tell me? Let's see. When it comes to accessories, I like brooches the most. I was wearing a brooch the first time I entered high society, so I've liked them since then. High society? Wait, does that mean your family is actually super rich? Well, not ridiculously rich, but I was always interacting with people like that. The pretty clothes I'd always see and wear inspired me to become a couturier. I see. Okay, then next question. What, do you still have more? Lots more. And what's your favourite colour? Yeah, no, making it very obvious. So much. I'm glad you told me so many things. No problem. It was fun talking about it. So, why did you ask me so many questions? That's a secret. Anyway, I'll see you later. Yes, come back anytime. I'll be looking forward to it. And now is it just go make it? Yeah, let's enter the Atelier. Before we do that, let's check this. And I did last stream get the trophy for the piano, for playing the piano every day. So whilst we're doing this, anyone got, just so I have something to talk about for a minute, any predictions for the Nintendo Direct or the State of Play? Because I don't necessarily have predictions, but I do have hope. I do have hopium. That being, please for the love of God, Metroid Prime 4, where are you? I mean, I don't watch that stuff. Oh, that's fair enough. Look, so we got the Nintendo Direct, and then we've got the PlayStation State of Play. The State of Play, I'm hoping for any news on Final Fantasy. I tend to watch it with a group of friends. Like, we tend to just kind of like co-stream it and watch it on Discord or something. Oh no, I've only got one of them. I don't want to turn that in. The only thing I hope for won't happen. Go on, what is it? No, we're gonna fight you. Phoenix, right? Well, we got the first 3 games, didn't we? We got the first 3 games, like in a HD trilogy released on everything. It's just whether they'll do Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, and Spirit of Justice. Yeah, because I need to do more Phoenix Wright at some point. Because I live streamed the first 3 games, and I want at some point I wanted to do Chronicles, but the only reason I held off in the end was firstly to try and not risk burnout, because it would have been like 4, potentially 5 Phoenix Wright games in a row. But it was also because I was curious to see if Capcom would announce any kind of collection for the DS and 3DS era. Your net provider gets mad? What? Really? Interesting. Yeah, because I've got my old 3DS, but I'm not going to hunt down a copy of Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, and Spirit of Justice anytime soon. I think if Capcom announce Phoenix Wright 7, they will announce it alongside a collection for 4, 5, and 6 to get people caught up. But if that's the case, then yeah, it'll probably be a while, because Capcom's schedule is... They find several $100. That's absurd. That is absurd. That is baffling. Like, holy shit. Like piracy. Because I get, when it's a brand new modern thing, I completely understand. Don't do piracy because you're just taking money from developers. Comcast can get away with it, sadly, thanks to... Jeez, that's absurd to me. I've never had anything like that on any net provider I've ever had. They've never cared. They've never had any involvement or any connection or things like that. Would having a VPN change anything? I don't know if it would, so I imagine they still scan and check that shit, but... That seems highly controlling and morally more questionable. But with old games that are, especially ones that aren't getting any preservation, and so are near impossible to get nowadays, so like several $100 and whatnot. Piracy is like literally the only way those games survive. They're a monopoly? Fucking yeah. That's absurd horseshit to me. That seems so fucking absurd. I'm almost angry for you. That seems so absurd. That's so controlling. There's no anything in that. There's no freedom. There's no control. There's no individuality. It's just you are a tool in the like a gear in the system, and you will accept it kind of attitude. Yeah, so I'm angry for you. That's bullshit. No worries. Anyways, go back to that Atelier. Because I've never had any problem with that. My first experience with Mother 3 was pirating it with the and putting the English, the fan-made English dub on it, and I did it straight off my phone, straight off the, straight off my net. Because in the UK we have like 8 or 9 different service providers, and because there isn't a monopoly, well, I mean, there sort of is, but that's a different part of the topic. When it comes to like phone lines and basic net providers, there isn't a monopoly because they're all separate beasts. But because of that, that leads to competition, which is extremely healthy. So a lot of shit like that, I guess, just doesn't happen because they want to look more appealing. And like, there was a point, I remember when I was little, that one of the providers, I think it was EE, tried to ban porn full stop, and then no one used their provider and they got rid of the ban. Guy in the FCC who rolled back certain legal regulations that made him hated amongst American consumers. Yeah, that'll do it. The reason why I say it's still also sort of monopoly is that fiber wire connections are currently only owned by one company of all the net ones. So if you want a net connection, you can get it with any of them. But if you want fiber wire, you have to be with BT. And I'm not. I'm with Vodafone. And to be fair, Vodafone technically have their own copper wire, their own fiber wiring, but it's more copper than fiber. It's just got elements of it. It's not the same fiber wiring that BT get because they brought the monopoly on it. They get full control. So I want the bestest best connection ever. I am strong armed to go to BT. But whilst Vodafone was the next best thing, so I went with them because they also financially had an infinitely better deal than BT. And I can't even stress enough how much of a better deal it was. Like, I literally, the whole service, and BT, the whole service to get my phone line, because I did my phone at the same time, the internet connection, the fiber wiring and everything, it would be 100 and I think it was 110, 120 pounds for the initial service, and then like 40 pounds each month in subscription. At Vodafone, it was 70 pounds, and I'm paying 25 each month. Like, you know, it's literally half for only like only a little less the quality. And I mean, like, I'm not streaming at 60 right now because this is another part of me just playing it safe. I'm streaming at 30 frames. But, you know, I could stream at 60 now. I have over 100 megabytes download and over 15 upload. Consider CenturyLink similar to Voda, where it's a competitor but only name only. Yeah. But I am literally like, BT, they price hike it so much because they know they have that control. They know they have that monopoly over that piece, so they just price hike it, whilst all the rest are a bit more reasonable. And so, like, I don't think I've ever gone to BT, and I don't think my mum has either. I think we've always just hopped between like Sky Broadband, EE, and Vodafone, depending on which suits. Main problem I have is only my region in my city can't have a competitive fiber optic. That sucks, dude. The US is so weird. Like, I get it. I completely get it. The US is huge. There's so many states and so many like areas of each state. Like Austin, Texas is so different from like next door Texas, you know? Like, it's so everywhere is so different and it's so broad and so wide, but there feels like there should be a sense of enforced uniformity that just isn't there in the country, and it ends up causing all these problems for people who are in these more like out there areas, if that makes sense. Like, I know I'm a dumb idiot from the UK, so my knowledge of US history and US systems isn't the best, but as an outsider, it always feels like, why isn't there more uniformity to make sure X, Y, and Z does happen and X, Y, and Z doesn't happen? You know? Well, that's due to a clash between two separate armies of government. Yeah, true. The Democratic and Republican. I mean, we sort of have that here, but it's less two clashes. More, there's like 8 or 9 parties, but there's only 2 that people really care about. Federal laws are mostly autonomous from each other, yeah. Because we have the Conservative Party, which are a lot more for the rich. Like, they tend to serve the rich more than the poor, whilst the Labour Party, they tend to try and serve the working people over the rich, but both of them, no, we don't know why either, John. but neither of them are good. Like, right now we have a Conservative leader. Our Prime Minister is Conservative. I'll try not to get too into politics, so I'm not going to claim to be an expert, and I don't want to like tread on eggshells too much. But their focus right now are trying to tackle the energy bills, because I don't know if you know that the UK and most of Europe are kind of going through an energy crisis. I mean, like a huge fucking energy crisis, as in like anything even remotely to do with energy bills, like electric bills and whatnot, they have really fucking jacked up in price over the past few months. And so the new government, because the old Prime Minister, good old Boris Johnson, he was kicked out due to loss of confidence of his own party. So the new Prime Minister, her leading objective... Also, by the way, we have a female leader, US... When's that happening? But Liz Truss, her first priority is the energy bill, which is understandable and respectable. It's just a lot of the party she represents. It's like these fuckers will take any opportunity to tax the poor to serve the rich, and have done a lot historically. But equally, the Labour Party wanted to put in the garden tax only a few years ago, which is you are taxed by the size of your garden, which was thankfully refuted and didn't happen. But that would have been catastrophic because I have a gargantuan garden, because my garden goes into a small forest. And that forest technically partially counts as part of my garden, so I wouldn't be able to fucking afford that if that went through. Don't mind a female president, but our pig of the litter is Garbo. Yeah, like, to be honest, the other thing, and I was talking to my mum about it, the only thing that really gives me any degree of hope of the current Prime Minister is that she's young. The UK Prime Minister is 47 years old. And that's like the biggest thing I think the US needs. I might be completely ignorant here, because once again, not living in the US, but I feel like you guys need a young president. Again, someone who's got a backbone and someone who wants to make change and has, lived the modern life a little more, instead of just 70-year-old fucksticks that live in high towers. You know? Because that's what it feels like you've had for presidents for a while. Fortunately, we have a minimum cap. What is that cap? Like, do they have to be, like, at least 50 or at least 60 or some shit? Must be at least 25 years old or older. 35, sorry, I misread that. Dyslexia kicked in for a second. I think that's somewhat reasonable. I think 35 is still a very good age. I think younger than 50, you're speaking my language. Well, I think younger than 60 is at least starting to get there, but younger than 50 is the most ideal for any kind of leadership role, because then you're young enough to understand what's going on with the common people, whilst at the same time, like, got the energy and the gung-ho in you to actually do something about it, instead of just sitting in a chair and being, I'm the leader, when you're not actually doing much. Or, having really outdated beliefs that you start enforcing. Fucking... No, I'm not gonna get into it. This is supposed to be a chill stream. I'm not gonna... Yeah, it's like a spoken rule, but the unspoken rule is it's more accepted when it's slightly older and more seasoned. Yeah, I can get that, but I still think there should be a... If you're gonna have an age minimum, have an age maximum. If you're beyond a certain age, you can't fucking be president. Shut up and sit down kind of attitude. Like, if you're older than 65, don't. And I mean, like, the absolute maximum. Anyway, I'm back. Welcome home. Did you learn anything? Yeah, a lot. I'll stop thinking about Leon's present now. You see, what did you decide to make for her? I'm thinking about a brooch. Leon says she likes those. I mean, most of our good presidents were around 60, then there you go. Oh, make her a favourite colour. I don't know about the shape. Besides something like that, you probably need to think about that person's qualities. See, Leon's qualities. She's always full of confidence and cool, but she's also really kind. Sophie's my waifu. Yeah, that's cute. That's fair. Because I'll never dog on anyone for having waifus, because if you check the description of all my videos, I have a waifu list in the description. I have Kurumi from Data Life, I have Uta from Blue Reflection, and I have Ruenheid from Knights of Azure 2. There's my Oni-sama. Aww. But the thing is, and it's an entirely superfluous reason, but part of the reason why I don't think I'm that, like, attached, like, I adore Sophie, but I adore Sophie as more like a friend. Like, I don't waifu her. And I know part of the reason why is because my sister's called Sophie. And so, like, the wires in my head just don't like that, and they don't want to take it anymore. For me, in Date Live is Renee. Or Renee. I loved Renee in the first Date Live game. I adored her. The reason why I ended up liking Kurumi more is not just because she's the most popular. It has nothing to do with that. It was because she reminded me of someone I was very close with in college. In fact, it's actually to get back to that circle. It's the exact same girl I was talking about before. The one that we always had a thing for each other, but it just never clicked. It like Kurumi reminds me almost to a T that well, not she. It's not that much to a T. That friend never killed anyone that I know of. She's not a psycho murderer, but she was very similar in her mind sense. She was very maybe not as eccentric, but she always wore more like fancier clothes and more out there. She was always kind of gothic, and like she was Kurumi, and Kurumi was her. Like, they were very starkly similar, and there was even a few points back when I streamed the Data Live games, back before I started streaming properly, that there are a lot of moments where it was like deja vu talking to Kurumi in the game, and I remember like talking about it at the time, being like, Jesus Christ, she really reminds me of this friend of mine. Assuming to deal with a female roomie of mine. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's just part of the same reason why I grew so attached to Uta and Blue Reflection Second Light as well, because another friend in college, and this one I have spoken about a number of times as well, because I'm really close, like she's one of my closest friends nowadays. She was extremely shy and struggled to talk with people, and like struggled to like bounce off people, and like in general really struggled to understand and read people's emotions and whatnot. That's like Uta. I'm going to finish that game, sadly. If it's the first one, I get, because the first one's kind of clunky, but the second game, once that game hooked me in, like, I genuinely, yesterday, was going through my playlist, just listening to music whilst I was fucking around with my PS5, trying to sort everything and whatnot, and it got to, A Hopeful Astra from Blue Reflection Second Light, which is my favourite track in that game, and it was like a wave of nostalgia, and I was like, how am I feeling nostalgia for a game I only played a few months ago? How is this nostalgia hitting me this hard for a game I only played a few months ago? Like I, even so long after I did the 2 playthroughs of that game, I've come to accept that game became extremely important to me. Like, I genuinely love Blue Reflection Second Light. That game has become so fucking important to me. And if you don't remember what track that is Reyna's dungeon theme. I like that with the Exia to me. That's fair enough. The other one that was surprisingly nostalgic to me, and it was something else that just popped up in my playlist, because yesterday I was at my PS5 for like hours, so I let my playlist just kind of roll in the background whilst I was working. Jubilife Village from Pokemon Legends Arceus played, and I was like, that track that felt super nostalgic to me as well. I'm like, that game's not even a year old, it came out in January. Why is that track so nostalgic to me? And I know why, it's because Jubilife Village is such a cozy fucking track to begin with, but it's still like, holy sh... Like, it's crazy how, like, nostalgia works sometimes. Like, it's not always because it's super old stuff from young. Sometimes it just gives off a really comforting feeling like that, and it just sticks with you. And Blue Reflection Second Light, Coco's theme, like Coco's dungeon theme at the start of the game, Reyna's theme, that fucking sick as hell piano track in Uta's dungeon, all of them became really, like, nostalgic and beautiful to me, and like every time I hear it I'm like, man, I miss that game. It's only been a couple months. You get to the final story boss, let me know in your title, because I want you to experience the song. Because I don't know how close or far away I am. Like, I mean, we've got Platched together and we're working on like the 3rd book. I don't know how long this game is, and even if I'm even remotely close to that. I mean, if it feels like I'm approaching the final dungeon, I don't know. But then, like, if I approach the final dungeon, that would be entirely dependent on when I get there. You know, if it's like right at the start of a stream, I'll just carry on. If it's like really late into it, then I'd wrap up and know for next time. Pretty much 4/5? Really? Am I that far? She's always full of confidence and cool, but she's also really kind. You should think hard about it. I'm sure the more time you spend, the better the item will turn out. I know this game's got a pretty chunky post-game. Library of Knowledge, the final story dungeon. Okay. But I know this game, because a lot of the Atelier games have got kind of big and chunky post-games. And I don't know if I'm going to do the post-game yet. I might do a bit of the post-game on stream and then do the rest off stream. But it's kind of like, once I finish the main story of Atelier Sophie, my main focus in terms of the Atelier series will be moving on to Theoris, because I have decided the next Atelier game I'm going to do, I want to cover the whole Mysterious trilogy. I originally was thinking about jumping to Riser 1 first and then alternating, but the more I've sat on it, the more I'm like, no, I want to do the Mysterious Trilogy, and then after the Mysterious Trilogy, do Sophie 2, and then worry about the Riser games. I mean, masochistic enough to platinum all of them. And that's fair enough. If you love the game, so I do want to come back and like do the post-game and platinum it, because if you've had the trophy list for Atelier Sophie, doesn't seem that bad. There's only like a couple trophies that look like could be annoying or time-consuming, but they don't seem that bad. Maybe just a little grindy. Apparently there's 2 missable trophies. Like one of them's like a church event with Monica, and one of them is that you have to have like a certain item, like you have to like make a certain item before you beat the game. Yeah, like I've had a few people in chat come, like when I'm talking about the Atelier series, come in and tell me that they hate the Riser games, and because they're so different. And it's like, I enjoyed Riser 1. Hated the battle changes. Yeah, because they simplified all the battle, didn't they? They made it so you pretty much only worry about your character. What do you think that new Gust game? I mean, we know the new Gust game is going to be an Atelier game. They've confirmed that. But do you think that's going to be Riser free, or do you think that'll be something new? Because they confirmed in their 25th anniversary presentation that at Tokyo Game Show they're announcing the next Atelier title, which is only in a few days now. But do you think that'll be Riser free, or do you think it'll be new again? Do you think they'll move on? Because I'd be curious what they'd do if it was Riser free. Because Riser 2 was already, 3 years later, and although I haven't played Riser 2, I was led to the assumption that it was a lot more about reflecting and knowing that the journey can't go on forever. So then if they then did Riser free, would it then go... maybe a spin-off following Sophie 2? Or do you think it could be Firis 2? And they just do the Mysterious Trilogy, but with, the what came next in their new systems. And that's me entirely spitballing there. Some ideas. Firis 2 is also possible. I think if they did Firis 2, it'd only be fair. It would only be fair. It's like, you've done Sophie 2, you might as well give... I know, like, Sophie's more of a focus, because... I think... I've seen a screenshot somewhere of, like, one of the Mysterious Trilogy Sophie's in as well. I can't remember which one it is, or if I'm, like, completely mistaken. But I think I've seen that Sophie, like, shows up again in later games. So I think maybe that's why she gets her own credence. Or characters in Sophie 2, where I wanted them to have their own game. Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that. Sophie's in all 3. Oh, okay, I'm definitely going to end up loving this bean by the end of the trilogy then. But I've heard that a lot. A lot of people really like the supporting cast of Sophie 2. And so I'm hoping when I get to Sophie 2, I feel the same. And if I'm also, to be honest, and it's the most petty fucking thing, but the biggest thing I'm most excited for in Sophie 2 is doing the Blue Reflection crossover dungeon. Hang on, my dyslexia is kicking in. Let me zoom in. Is that Nelk? Do you pronounce that? Or Nelky? But yeah. When I first glanced at chat, I thought that was an I between the E and the K. So I picked up my phone and brought it to my eyes, because my dyslexia was kicking in hard and I just couldn't work out what that letter was. Alright, I'm done. Good work, Sophie. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fitting for Leon. If something you thought in earnest, I'm sure Leon will be happy. Like the Food Burst Perfection dungeon gave me Far Cry New Dawn vibes. Yeah, it's fair enough. But yeah, like the Blue Reflection, I've seen the screenshot. They give you not 1 but 2 dungeons that are Blue Reflection themed in Sophie 2. Or at least 2... I don't know if it might be 1 dungeon, but they just go through both of them in one. But they give you Hina's dungeon, and they give you Yuzu and Lime's dungeon. Which I thought was a really wild choice, because I get it. Like, Hina's dungeon makes sense. She's the protagonist of the first game, and everyone knows that she's in the second game. So making it her dungeon avoids any spoilers of the second game, really. But Yuzu and Lime, that's like... I didn't go into Blue Reflection Second Light knowing there would be a Yuzu and Lime dungeon. I thought there wouldn't be. I was genuinely surprised when that happened. So I was like, that could be spoilers. But if you played Sophie 2 first and then went to Blue Reflection. Played it. I did a meme that people ended with New Dawn, and I applied it to Blue Reflection Second Light. Aww. I wish I could get into the Far Cry games. My problem is just that I'm not the biggest fan of the Ubisoft open world structure, where it just becomes a box ticker, where you're just going around doing every objective and every little thing all the time. I find that boring. The only like Ubisoft games that I liked were the early Assassin's Creeds because they were much smaller, so those box tickings weren't as effective, but they weren't as prominent. So you defeat the main villain in New Dawn. If you choose to kill him, he screams, "Release me!" And everyone just took that as a meme. Oh, okay. That's fair. But it's like, well, I would love to give Far Cry a try, but if I ever would, it'd probably be one of the older ones. OG Far Cry 5. Yeah, the Super Gaming Brothers, or some call me Johnny's, like, gaming YouTube that he used to do, went through Far Cry 5. And I didn't watch every episode of that, but I watched a fair bit, and they seemed to have a real good time with it. And so I got some kind of impression. But it's like, if I wanted to start anywhere, I'd either start with Far Cry Classic or Far Cry 3, because that's the iconic one that everyone always talks about. But that's... I don't know when I'd bother. They'd both be a very long way out, because there's no immediate interest, because I struggle with modern Ubisoft. So whenever I see that Blue Reflection Second Light map, I have the urge to scream, "Release me!" And I get a fun laugh. Yeah, I love shit like that. I love shit like that when you get like that something that just... it's only for you, but it tickles you. In my opinion, 3's not as good as 5. Fair enough. Because 3 is on the island, right? And then 5 is like the US outback. And so it's like, it's just, for me, it's just like, my kind of open world game. That map is beautifully vibrant. Fair enough. Like, my kind of open world game is shit like Zelda Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring, where they don't tell you everything and they just let you figure shit out. Blue Reflection map, I mean. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But it's like, because I love that, because it feels like a giant puzzle box. But it's why I loved Elden Ring so much. I know it wasn't for everyone because of the sheer scale of it and some of the boss choices they had. But that game's nature of just pick a direction and wander, and oh, you've ended up in hell, congratulations, now figure out what you're going to do, was super fun. It was super addictive. Whilst, like, open world games where they're constantly, like, giving you a checklist of, like, a million objectives. Like, I took one look at the UI for Skull and Bones and went, "I'll fucking pass, dude." Because it was just so much, there's this you can do, there's this you can do, there's that you can do. Here's your compass and minimap as well, and all this. I was like, fucking no. I'm good. It's almost claustrophobic how much is on the screen. And I'm hoping Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to go back to its roots in more ways than just what they're telling us. And you'll have a smaller map again and be more of a sandbox in an open world. The best episodes can't get into Elden Ring, and that's fine. So I know it's not for everyone. Even when I was going through it, like, I love it, and like, if I had to pick a game to be Game of the Year that's come out this year, I'd give it to that game. And there's a lot that it's done that I think will influence the future of the genre. Don't be surprised if there are some open world games in the next few years that change a lot and feel similar to Elden Ring. Because its sheer success for being what it is was noticed. It outsold Call of Duty, for fuck's sake. It was noticed. My Game of the Year is Sophie 2, but I know that won't happen. But I haven't played Sophie 2, so maybe I'll agree with you. My Game of the Year of games that came out this year so far is Elden Ring, but my Game of the Year of games I played this year, as in, like, didn't necessarily come out this year, but I played, is Blue Reflection Second Light, hands down. And I wish that game came out this year, so then I could make that, I would have put that above Elden Ring, because that's my favourite game this year. But it came out, like, at the tail end of last year, so it barely didn't count, unfortunately. But I've heard nothing but good things about Sophie 2, so I'm super excited to get to it. But I've been told quite regularly that it would be wiser for me to jump to Firis first, and then do the whole Mysterious trilogy, and then do Sophie 2, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll be sensible. So anyway, I'll make it now. Honestly, the turn-based mechanics took Rise's TP mechanics, integrated into Sophie 2's mechanics, which was impressive. Oh, look, it put the two together, sort of thing. That's very impressive they did that. What do I need for you? Oh, where are you? I'm sure I've seen you somewhere. A Pendagroon. Or have I found the blue one? There's a lot more you can appreciate if you do the trilogy first. Then yeah, that's kind of like the general rule I've been told repeatedly. Have I not picked up one of the green ones? I thought I... Huh. I thought I had one. Nerd of mine. We still haven't, We still haven't got an elixir base. I have no idea where we get an elixir base either. Anyway, let's head out. Sophie 2 succeeded, in my opinion, where Sophie Sisters failed, integrating the action mechanics into turn-based ones. Yeah, because I took, and a lot of people took it like this, that the intention for Sophie Sisters, and the reason why they count it as a spin-off and not a main entry, despite the fact it's very ambitious, is because it was an experiment. They were testing a bunch of things to test the waters, and I imagine the next actual mainline Neptunia will also use Sisters v Sisters as gameplay, but it will be far more polished and reworked based on feedback from Sisters v Sisters. In fact, I'd be willing to bet on that. Because unfortunately, as much as I absolutely adore turn-based JRPGs, doesn't change the fact they don't sell the way they used to. And even smaller devs are kind of aware of that, so there's always feels like there's a choice to try and mix up the formula one way or another. And one of the ways of doing it is to just find like a hybrid. So far, I think the game that did the hybrid the best was 7 Remake, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. It still wasn't perfect, but in terms of the efforts to try and bring together turn-based and action, I think they did it the best. Like, it felt like the cleanest. I mean, they tried the Mark II formula and failed when Mark II succeeded. Yeah. Because I've never actually played original Mark II. When I go into the Neptunia series, they cap the AP about 25 max. Yeah, that's a bit rough, considering how high you could get it in V2R. But it's like, oh, I forgot what I was going to say now. No matter whether you're maxed or not, yeah, that sucks. Oof. But it's like, when I got into Neptunia, so I remember now, I got into it after Rebirth. All 3 Rebirth games were on PSP. Or PS Vita, sorry. So I had a Vita, so I got them on that. And that was before Rebirth Plus hit Steam. So it was like around that sort of time. So I did all 3 Rebirth games. V2R literally was just about to come out. So I was like, oh, instead of getting V2, I'll get V2R, which I did. And although a lot of people don't like V2R over the original V2, I loved it. It's still my favourite Neptunia game. Also in the games multiple times. Yeah, fair enough. I'd love to, but the only ones I've platinumed are the spin-offs, because they're usually far easier. The actual main games, some of them get a bit like, are you fucking serious? What are you asking? Like, I'm not... In no version of Nep 1 can make me grind like 10 million gold or whatever, you know? Like, no game's going to convince me to grind the amount of money they want you to grind. I don't think it's 10 million, I think it's like 100 million. V2R's alright, missed the point behind the Ascension ending. Yeah, it's like... I get it, but from a gameplay point of view, like, standpoint, I get why they got rid of the whole... Like, they'll change the system, because it was kind of annoying that you... it felt like you had to sort of do the last chunk of the game twice in the original V2. Whilst that shit didn't matter in... Why have we not got that one enemy I want? I usually find him here. Whilst in V2R, they lock you in, so you have to do all the excess things before you can do the last bit. And I just think on a gameplay point of view, that just makes more sense. Because I get, like, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if they kept it, I think it would genuinely be a criticism of the game that you have to, you know, in the same way that as much as I love Blue Reflection Second Light, you have to do the whole game again for the true ending. That is a sticking point that I hope they don't repeat if they ever make a third one. The only reason I didn't mind doing it is because there was a lot of new content throughout the entire journey that helped keep it interesting. Because there is the criticism there, but on the same time, on the other side of it, if they then don't do it, they're removing the points and the message behind the original. I personally think it was the wise choice in terms of trying to get the audience in, or trying to get people in, to not suddenly be like, oh, if you want the true ending, you got to do all this again, because that could be a little deflating. It could be like, oh god, really? But this game is this length and whatnot. And so changing that in terms of a gameplay sense, I think was for the better. In terms of story and lore sense, then yeah, for sure, it doesn't have the impact and carry the weight it used to. But I think a choice had to be made there, and they made it. Maybe can in fact alienate veterans. V2R's gameplay changes already alienated veterans, from what I could tell. And so I don't think that was at the peak of their concerns. I think they knew that their systems that they were changing and how they were going to handle some of the gameplay stuff was already going to put some people off. And it's a huge part of developing profits, a consistent fan base. Yeah, it's... I agree. Like, it's a big thing that, like, that's, like, been the torment for Sonic for years. That Sonic has changed and re-established his formula so many times that there are so many different eras and styles that nowadays Sonic fans are so split because different fans grew up with different eras and have different wants. There are no veterans that like every style. Even I don't like every style. I don't like the Colors era. I've gone on record of saying I really don't care for any of the games in the Colors era, at least narratively. I grew up with the Dark era, so my bias is there. I want more deeper storytelling games, which is why I'm so excited for Frontiers. Like, and it's been extremely problematic for the Sonic franchise, like, most of its life because of that. So I get it. Neptune is heading the same direction, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, it's like... I wish I knew what was going on behind closed doors with Neptunia. Because, like, it feels like the biggest ask everyone has had is just a canonical, like, absolute fifth entry. You know, like a new main entry. And it just hasn't happened. And we just keep on getting weird spin-offs. And like the Tamsoft ones are like, they're around as well. And then you got things like the performance game. And then you got the crossover game. And then then you got fucking Cyber Dimension. And it's like you get what I mean? Like, it gets so convoluted and so extra unnecessarily that people are losing interest. And it's like, and instead of trying to unify people again and bring everyone down into one umbrella with like one, at least, like, even if it doesn't come out for a while, at least just be like, hey, we're working on the 5th mainline game, and just, sort of, just to give people some kind of hope. But they don't. They don't tell us anything, and instead we're left wondering why the fuck we've got yet another low budget, weirdly handled, pointless spin-off. It's not like the new changes are innovative or modern. Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, I'm very much as I love the Neptunia series, because I genuinely do, I don't want it to ever come across that I don't like it because I'm so critical of it. I just want better for the series. But I genuinely love the series, but I think the biggest thing it needs is to honestly just take a break. Don't have any games spin-off or mainline or otherwise. Death End Request was fucking phenomenal. Do Death End Request 3. Dragon Star Varnir. What? What the fuck's this? What did Julio just... What the fuck was that about? Hang on. So I got distracted. But I genuinely wanted to take a break. Dragon Star Varnir, I loved that game, but it was tortured by having no budget whatsoever. I'd love for them to give that another go. I'd love... Like, Mary Skelter Final just come out, so I can't really say I'd love another Mary Skelter because they wrapped that up. There's a reason why they call it Final. It would be like the whole Friday the 13th Final Chapter bullshit if they did another game. But I genuinely think Neptunia, they've got other things they can fall back on. It's okay to let Neptunia just breathe, you know? Just give it some time off. Let it, like, meander for a while. Let it go dormant for a while. And then come back when you have a new, genuine, fresh idea to lead the franchise forward. That makes the most of, like, the modern hardware. Because, like, that was, like, the biggest slap in the face for a lot of people when Reverse came out on PS5. That felt like a huge slap in the face. I enjoyed Reverse, but that's because I enjoyed Nep 1. Not because I enjoyed Reverse individually, if that makes sense. So it's level 20 the cap? Is that what I'm learning? Or is it just like, I have to do something else first and then it expands? I refuse to touch Reverse. With this, like I said, the only... Reverse... 20 is the cap, okay. The only thing with Reverse is, if you missed the old dub cast, they didn't redub anything, so it's still the old cast. And you start getting extra points to buy skills. Oh, that's kind of cool. So I am later in the game than I thought I was then. Fuck. So go to Aces and check out Julio. What am I looking for? Or do I have to level, like, get a point first before it lets me do something? Maybe I have to, like, see a cutscene that introduces to get the mechanic first. Or I have to get a point in it first, and it's like, hey, do you know you can do this now? Point first, yeah, okay. Oh. Oh, hello, you. Excuse me. Oh, Harold, welcome. I finished repairing this thing. I brought it over. Oh, this is Corey's box. Oh, I completely forgot we were doing this. I'll find the information for you. Cheers, dude. Wait, this wasn't yours? Oh, didn't I tell you? Oh, well, I want to show it to the owner. You should come too. Why do I have to go? It's fine. Come on, let's go. Hey, wait, hey. Damn it. Guess I have no choice. And that's what happened. Harold was the one who fixed your box, Corey. Really? Thank you very much. It took me a second. I remember the voice. Oh, I didn't really. Hey, Corey, you should try pressing the switch. Yes. So I had to screenshot that. That's adorable. Aww. Wow. So this box was a music box. Yes. It's a pretty complicated machine. The repairs took more work than I thought. This tune. Never heard it before. It seems kind of nostalgic. It might be a song from your people's homeland, Corey. Maybe. The techniques used to make this music box aren't from around here. My people's homeland. That's great, Corey. That song might be a clue to help you find your dad. This town has a lot of immigrants and a number of travelers. It's possible that someone might recognize that song. Yeah, you should ask a lot of people about it and try to find something out. Yes, thank you both. I'll cherish this music box. Aww. Oh, that's what I probably saw. We need that, but green. Oh, the vegetables in season would be this and this. You should try one. It's raw. It's very sweet. It's quite delicious. Right? I highly recommend it. Very well, I'll take 3. Thank you. Konnichiwa. Ah, Sophie, welcome. Hello, Sophie. Are you here to shop? Taking a little walk. I see. Find some good ingredients? Yes, thanks to her recommendation. By the way, Sophie, have you seen my foolish son around? He disappeared again. Oscar? No, I haven't seen him. Oscar visits my shop quite often. Boy, I hope he isn't causing trouble for you. He's not causing trouble at all. His stories are very interesting. His knowledge and senses relating to plants are particularly outstanding. It's true that his knowledge in vegetables is really useful at our store. But he always disappears the first chance he gets. That's right. Sheesh. When library creation is available, is a level exploit. Oh, is it like a particular enemy that just drops a shit ton of experience no matter what you do? Where's my son? He's here. Ah, Sophie, perfect timing. Do you need something? It's slightly different. Oh, okay. There's somewhere I want to go next time we go outside of town. Could we go there? I don't mind, but why are you asking so suddenly? I read about a place where lots of rare plants grow in a book at Elise's shop. There were a number of types I'd never seen before, so I went to go check. That might be good alchemy materials too. It's okay, right? There were 3 different places written in the book. Okay, got it, we'll go there. Alright, I'm looking forward to this. Don't act so carefree about it, you're in the travel. You better finish all your work first. Yeah. There are mob monsters that if you switch to despair mode, you can use instant KO items to get ludicrous experience. Oh, right, because you get more out of higher difficulties and so on. Okay. Hello. I'm so sorry, Sophie. Tess, what's wrong? This is my life's wish, Sophie. You need to help me. Sure, what did you do this time? Sprinkled the poison on the yard. All the weeds stopped growing, but the flowers stopped growing too. Oh. So my bad feeling was on the mark. I didn't predict something like this. It would have been perfect if just the weeds had died. How much to grind to high experience is so dang easy. Yeah, but I would rather it that way. But that's like the trouble I've had with Soul Hackers 2. That game is so fucking grindy. I love Soul Hackers 2 for the record. I really enjoy it. It's a smaller budget Atlas game for sure, but it's an enjoyable smaller budget Atlas title. But holy fuck, that game is grindy as hell. That game is so goddamn grindy, and it's why like there's big gaps between streams sometimes with Soul Hackers 2, because I spend the time off stream grinding, so I don't have to do it on stream. Predict something like this, when just the weeds had died. Tess, when you use Weed Killer, you hyper target the weeds. You don't just do it everywhere. At this rate, my yard will be a barren wasteland, where not even a single blade of grass can grow. And that's where you come in. I want you to make some fertilizer so my flowers will grow again. Also, it needs to work instantly and be super effective. Fertilizer, I can make it, but it's really hard to make. It shouldn't be too hard. It's not hard, but if you use fertilizer, I'm sure the weeds will stop growing again too. I'm sure to pull out the weeds myself. I see, in that case I'll make it. Sorry for asking, I'm counting on you. Yeah, just leave it to me. So let me get this straight, Tess. You wanted to blow up a rock and you blew up the side of your house. You then wanted to board it up, but it made you realise there were weeds everywhere. You killed your entire lawn trying to deal with the weeds, and now you want to plant them back. Am I on the right peck right now of how goddamn problematic you are? We'll get you, you fucking weed killer. As it works, yeah. I think we're at that point where just like, let's just help this girl. I want to say we can make that. That's just still top tier waifu in my heart. Yeah, she's a bit clumsy, but we love her anyway. I'm halfway to the date ticket. I'm only doing it for the trophy, but I'm going to get that date ticket before we... That's not like my goal. If we finish the game and we haven't got the date ticket, I'm going to continue streaming till I fucking get it. Alright, let's see if we can make this goddamn fertilizer. Wonder stimulant, okay. I'm using low quality stuff just because we're going to give it away anyway. So fixed test is also a good pairing. Yeah, they strike me as such. Yeah, this does. I'm giving it all away immediately, so this really doesn't matter. We can just throw this around everywhere. Screw it. Where can we get Zettel? Can we make Zettel? C-R-S-I-M... Ah! That's always super basic, lol. Yeah, thankfully. There's been a few points where I'm like, oh yeah, I could really do with this, and then I just don't have it anywhere. And I think it's like, oh, I must have it somewhere, and I just don't. It just doesn't exist. We're giving it away anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, level 34 in alchemy, nice. Ah, we missed our chance. Next week. We have to give it to Tess next week, because she'll be out. Got carried away crafting too much. Actually, no, it's an even numbered day. Tess would still be there. It's the equivalent of a Sunday. Tess, I got you your thing. Oh, this is... Oh, thanks, Sophie. I should be able to grow flowers in my yard again. And you'll grow weeds too. I told you I'll take care of that myself. Still, you've been helping me out a lot lately. You really saved me. No problem, don't worry about it. Just don't be so fucking clumsy. No, I can't let this go unrewarded. Sophie, just wait there for a minute. Why? Just do it. Wait right there. There you go. This is my thanks. Forgotten part. This is... I brought it. Think of it. I think it could be useful for alchemy. Is it no good? No, it's fine. It's will really help. You have however you want, Sophie. It's yours. I'll ask you if I need anything again. Unrelated quest. What was I say? What is that? I'm trying to find it quickly. It's not an important thing, is it? No. Did I go past it? I've seen besides legendary equipment. Awesome. I'm just trying to fucking find it. Oh, it's right there. I went straight past it. It's awesome. You used arguably the best armor and weapons. Can I get it duplicated at Corey's shop? Or is it because it's legendary and rare? They're like, no, you don't. Hello, Mr. Horse. Welcome, Sophie. Mr. Horse, this shop is open both day and night, right? Yeah, why do you ask? You're working here both in day and night too. Yeah, this is my shop after all. I do not know. Okay, I'll check in a minute. And when do you sleep? Well, whenever I have time, I suppose. Does that mean you aren't sleeping much? Well, I mean, if it helps me make legendary stuff, I'm absolutely going to get Corey to duplicate that. I get plenty of sleep. Really? Yes, I've been working here for a long time. When you get used to it, you can get by on short naps. That's pretty amazing. Nothing amazing about it. My life's rhythm is simply in such a cycle. More importantly, Sophie, are you sleeping properly? Sometimes I get really into alchemy and I stay up late at night. I can't be 100% this game twice and didn't think of that. Well, yeah, the moment I get a rare resource, my first thought is Corey. That's not good. You need to make sure you get to go to bed and get enough rest. Okay. But it would save a lot of time and effort if I can. Let me have a look. Oh, okay, we got to talk to Corey first. Oh, I love Corey. Corey's a bean. Hello, Corey. Oh, she's still got the music. She's still listening to the music box. Hey, Sophie, hello. You're listening to that music box again? Yes, I really like this tune. I see. I actually really like it too. You do? I see. Sophie. What is it, Corey? I wonder what kind of place this song was created in. Was it warm or cold? Was it in the east or the west? This trilogy has this fascinating ability to make characters that literally none of them I am able to hate. Can I hate a single one? Yeah, but I think that's a testament to Gus. Because it's the same deal, like... I ended up liking every single character in both Blue Reflection games. There was only one character, and it wasn't that I didn't like them, it's that they never fucking showed up in anything, so you forgot about them. And that was it. But I think Gus are just really good at writing good, like, nice and positive characters. They have a style in how they write their characters, and they stick to it, and it works. I didn't really care for some of the characters in the Ryza games, but then from what I can tell, Ryza was also a huge experiment for the franchise. That also doesn't surprise me in that sense. Maybe some really tasty food too. Is there beautiful scenery or cute animals? There might be lots of things that can't be seen around here. That really moves my imagination. Yes, I feel very happy when I think about things like that while listening to this. I enjoyed Ryza and Claudia the most, and most female characters, but the males were underwhelming, to put it politely. Yeah, I've played Ryza 1 before, but that was like my first introduction to Gust games in the modern sense, and I did enjoy it. But I like swapped off. I can't even remember his name, how significant it was. The kid with the glasses. I forgot his name, but I swapped him off like immediately. Like the second Claudia joined, he was fucking gone. Because I just didn't care for him. Apparently, like, it gets a lot better for everyone in Ryza 2. But I'm like, yeah, I'll be the judge of that when I, 10 years from now get the Ryza 2. Since we've got so many other Atelier games I want to cover first. So I said, I want to do this. I want to do the whole Mysterious Trilogy. I want to do Sophie 2, then Ryza 1, and then Ryza 2. Tau. Yeah, that sounds about right. Happy when I was thinking about things like while listening to this. If you're happy, then making those parts was well worth it. Yes. It's part of the reason why I'm so excited to go through the Mysterious Trilogy, just to meet new faces and enjoy new characters to see if any of them end up sticking with me. Yeah. Ryza 2's improvements are still vast in difference, then I look forward to it, especially because I'll be able to play that natively on PS5. Because even Sophie 2 is PS4. It doesn't have a native PS5 version. I'll be playing it through backwards compatibility. Laser father, but yeah, but I think that's just the nature. You're always going to get that. Talking too much. You need something to my store, right? Yeah, can you? This is looking like a no. No. Okay, you can't. You can't get the OP shit and keep it going. Oh, what do I not need any more of? Base ingots, I think. As we were having trouble with pure water in a previous stream, which is why it crossed my mind to get some. These are increasingly more standout and it distracts from the male characters. I ain't complaining, but it is a note that it's a break in convention for me. Yeah, I can see behind that. Well, I mean, even in this, although nowhere near as prominent, it does feel like the female characters get a little bit more of the limelight than any of the males do. The males feel like they're there to be tools to the female characters to an extent, which is fine because because it's kind of just how they're handling it. Like they want you to kind of lean in on, like, the pretty faces more. Because, like, look, there's 5 girls and 4 boys. It's kind of like, I know what I mean. It's in this game, like even though it's not as severe, I do feel like there's more of a leaning, and even on the side characters, more of a leaning on the females. I mean, one of my favourite side characters is right here. Pamela! Referring to their writing quality, I remember Oscar, but I can only somewhat remember Tao. I don't even remember the red-headed dude. Oh, that's the muscly guy, isn't it? That's like his story in the first game is that he has a not so healthy relationship with his father, right? That was him. Oh wait, Pamela, she's a tail and a half. Oh, I adore Pamela. At least right now, I adore Pamela. Look, she's praying really seriously. Maybe I shouldn't interrupt her. Oh, Sophie, welcome. I'm sorry for interrupting you. You were praying really seriously. I'm a nun. I need to pray like this once in a while too. Just once in a while? Anyway, what are you praying for? Do you really need a reason to pray? But she could read me stories. Her voice is so soft. She could read me bedtime stories, you know? Her voice is so soft and tranquil. You pray for the sake of praying. It doesn't have to be for someone or something specific. Really? I thought you should pray for a sunny day tomorrow, or for work to go well, things like that. Sophie, those are more like wishes. You'll adore Pamela, but it's really hard not to spoil the character dynamic with her. Let's say her story goes much deeper than you'd expect, and it makes her praying a bit ironic. Oh, okay. Interesting, I'll keep that in mind. I guess you're right. Let's see, if I think about it. I pray for the people in town who always live healthy lives. I think the only thing that kind of made me go, wait a minute, was there was a point where she was slightly annoyed at someone, and she's kind of doing this expression now, but it looked more condescending, and it like she really looked like, oh, you're beneath me. And I remember pointing out, like, what the fuck? She looked so different. It was like this one shot where she really looked like she was looking down on someone. Or for a baby born on a certain day, they grow up healthy and strong. Pamela is a cinnamon roll, though. Absolutely. I think about things like that while praying. And of course, I think about you and your friends too, Sophie. Pamela is thinking about all things like that. She's such a kind person. You can tell I am a devotee of Pamela. Look at the donation total. And this theme alone brings me back all the time. The church theme's really cozy. Voice was an acquired taste for me. Yeah, fair enough. I just find it very soft. Like, there's a way you can do high pitch. There's high pitch where it gets a bit ear grating, and high pitch where it feels like a pillow. And her voice feels like a pillow to me. I don't know what her English voice sounds like, but I'm not interested enough to really look into it that much. Came across his nails to the chalkboard. At first, once I got used to it, I started enjoying it. Yeah, because there's like the scratchy high pitched and then like the soft high pitch, and I find her, at least for me, and I've got headphones in, I find her soft. But then again, my hearing's not that sensitive. It can be, but it's not as sensitive as like how some people have it. My hearing has moments. If you actually did scratch the chalkboard, I would like cringe out way too much. I really struggle with it. Even thinking about it just made my body rattle a little bit. Just sent like it sent a chill down my spine. Oh, hello, Elise. Welcome, Sophie. Oh, I know. Would you like to take a quiz? A quiz? Yeah, my sense are stupidly sensitive. Then yeah, your opinion on it would be affected by that. That makes sense. Literally taste minerals in water. That's fucking sick. I mean, probably not fun for you, but to me, that's kind of cool. You're like, you can literally be a superhero. You can be Science Man. To be fair, my taste buds are weird. They kind of, it's not that they don't work. It's just they're not as strong as they should be for my age. So I'm more reliant on texture than taste. Like, I don't like chicken because it's chewy, not because of the taste. I considered being a research subject. Oh god, yeah, you're going to be Umbrella's next test subject. But what is it that causes that? Do you know? Is it just oddities of your taste bud, or is it something to do with your blood? Because if it's something to do with your blood, then I'd say donate your blood, because it's probably very nutrient and very rare. I mean, I love science, so yeah, fair enough. Because I can't remember what my type is, but my blood type's rare. And so I'm on the list to be a donor if I'm ever needed to be. I've never donated blood, but I'm on the list. If they ever need my blood, they can, kind of thing. It's a quiz of knowledge if you might need. Also, another character that I have a lot of time for, Elise. I have a lot of time for bookworms when they're just kind of soft like this, and not like the hyper nerdy bookworm types that you see in a lot of other things. I don't mind, but why all of a sudden? Just a little bored today. And then you came along, that's about it. Do you want to take it? Okay, I got it, I'll try. Let's begin. You ready? What tool do you use for synthesis? Is there something I'll get in trouble for if I get this wrong? This is good, but I want more screen time for her. Oh, absolutely, she barely gets any. Hang on. Just because I'm paranoid that they're going to be trick questions or I'll miss something, let me just... Atelier Sophie. Elise's quiz. Hang on. Cauldron. That's correct. Yay! Next question. What do you bring when you're gathering? Basket. That's correct. Yay! Last one's the last one. Difference between effect and trait. Fucking... I don't actually know that one, so I'm glad I got the guide in front of me. Transferable. Oh god, there's so many days of quizzes. Well, there's 3 main quiz days, but still. I'm just going to screenshot that now, so I have it for later, and then come back to live stream so I can see chat. Nah, they're played. Oh, they're played straight. Well, that's good. Well, very well. All right, got them all right. I'll give you a prize. You're giving me something. Yeah, you can have this. Paper scraps, Ray Bell, and Pendeloach. Thank you, Elise. That Pendeloach is going to steal the blue one, isn't it? Not the green one. Right? Yeah. Damn. I don't know how we get the green ones. I mean, it's probably just a later dungeon, but still. What else can we try? It's from the church. Oh, I should have just warped into the church, my bad. I always forget to do that, just warp into it. Well, maybe later, or a different rotation, but not right now. Town you're gonna get. So maybe I'll just have to like proceed later on, or it's on random chance. Because they do rotate some stock, don't they? No worries. That's what I believe it is, yeah. Random chance mostly, yeah. Can we make this brooch yet? I forgot what we're missing. No, yeah, right, the thing we were just talking about. Great, remember now. Store test might... Ooh, I still can quickly. Oh, Jesus, hi! Oh, I guess it's a good thing we came over here. Thank you, that was delicious. I'm glad you liked it. Konnichiwa. Ah, Sophie, welcome. Why, hello there. Oh, Pamela, it's unusual to see you in the cafe. I came here for a little break. And to see Horse and Tess. I'm surprised, like, Pamela doesn't have, like, any kind of guardian or guide that, like, or bodyguard that sticks with her. Because she's, like, such a prolific figure of the village. I guess, like, her name just has so much, like hearsay that people, like, wouldn't do anything or try anything with her anyway, and this is an optimistic, bubbly, happy world. Pamela's got good taste in girls, yeah. And to see Horse and Tess. When you go to church that often. It's hard to find the time when I'm running my shop. Oh, she's more here to tell these two off for not attending church. Just drop by when you can. You're always welcome. Thanks. Anyway, I should go back to my work. See you all again. Pamela sure does a lot of work. Yes, she's always thinking about the people at church. I'm glad that she was able to take even a short break. Yeah, but you shouldn't overwork yourself either, mister. You should take a break once in a while too. You might be right, perhaps. I'll visit the church for a change. Ah, oh, there is one. It's 20. Ah, dress physics defy logic. Oh, absolutely. She must have like a metal bracket in there to make it go the way it does. Fucking, it's. I don't feel like it's worth 20. That's the problem. I'm trying to save up for the date ticket. Oh, god damn you. Can I get a discount? Worry about once newer maps are coming. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hello, Mr. Horse. Welcome, Sophie. I'm getting kind of dizzy. Stop now, you're gonna pass out. Odd ones have good effects, yeah. What are you saying? You only just started drinking. The real contest starts now. I can't do a good drunk voice. This guy's hopeless. He forgot that we've been drinking for hours now. Hey, mister. Yes, you need anything? Please, just wait a minute, Sophie. We're going to be leaving. Can you bring us up? Thank you very much. Thought Tess was good trivia. Yeah, it's good to know what she sells in there. Come on. There's a lot of things like that with Tess's store. A lot of little things I'm like, oh, that's good to know. So the wait, Sophie. I'm kind of jealous. Well, all of a sudden, well, what exactly? As a motorbike passes by. Alcohol. Didn't we have a similar conversation before? Maybe we did. Are you really that interested in drinking? Do it, Sophie, do it. I am a little curious. Why? Because adults are always drinking until they're all dizzy and drunk. Aren't they drinking that much because it tastes really good? Oh. Not all people drink because they enjoy the flavour. What do you mean? You'll understand when you're older. Ah, that line again. Alcohol is the flavour of life. That's kind of hard to understand. Now, I want to keep saving. I just want to check. I'm going to take you up because we've got 35 days to do it, and we've got new dungeons to explore because of that. I think we do anyway because of the request that our boy Oscar put in. Oh, whoops. I wanted to leave. Oh, okay, never mind. He just wants to go to places we've already been to. I thought he wanted to go to new dungeons. We'll go. No worries, John. Thanks for popping in. Prospector's Stand, Underground Lake, and Moonsun Moor. I never remember where... I know where Moonsun Moor is, but I don't remember where the Prospector's... There's that. Oh, thanks for telling me. the thing we're after is in there somewhere. We just never fought one. Is it up here? Yes, there it is. What are we getting from here, Oscar? Well, we got Julio and Monica with us. This is a pretty place. The water in Kirkenbell flows from here. It's much clearer here. I came from a place near the sea, so I know a lot about the ocean, but vast lakes are beautiful too. I've never even seen the ocean. Doesn't look too much different from this. The main difference is whether you see mountains or islands. Although, the scent of the wind is far different. I'd like to go sometime. I live in a seaside town. It's a blessing. It seems like you're a while away from the finale. Yeah, I imagine, like, is the Hope recipe book, like, the last proper, like, plot-relevant recipe book? Then? The church said cathedral. Because you can come visit any time. I'll guide you around when you do. Okay. By the way, where's Oscar? Everyone, come over here. Okay. Only 3 books? Remember when I first started, I thought it was going to be 5 just because of how they place them on the thing. Oh, you're hopeless. Why don't you stick closer to the group? That's more important right now. Look at this. What about this plant? What do you mean, what about it? This is the plant we came here for. It's a rare type that only grows in mountains near clear water. Or clean water. Really that rare? It looks like a scrap of paper. What? Oh, okay. So like, this one's like the last one that really matters in the plot, and then the last 2 are like your post-game cleanups. Got it. It's like an ordinary plant without any special features. It can be used as an ingredient to make rare medicines, among many other uses. It'd probably be perfect for alchemy. Thanks, Oscar. You know, gather Crimson Herb. Are you sure we can gather Crimson Herbs? I'm starting to think we can't. Well, let's head back though and check out the other spots. Underground lake. Oh, we haven't been there yet. Actually, let's do that first then. The path's yellow. We haven't actually even been there yet. Let's go check it out. Ooh, spooky. Oh, that music tells me I should have come here earlier. Level 4, level 12, level 8, yep. I don't want to waste my skills or items, they're going to be relatively easy. What's this enemy look like? Okay, greenie. Because of my issues I've been having with, just for something to talk about quickly, because of my issues I've been having, you know, like the streaming Resident Evil, because I think that my theory of maybe, like, Resident Evil, the RE engine was overclocking it is a thing. I want to, like, push back RE3 just a little bit until I've experimented with other things. So I'm kind of thinking about streaming more of this tomorrow as well. And just changing that schedule slightly. Because I'm in the mood anyway. I know I should really be trying to balance this out more with Soul Hackers, but I'm just really in the mood to play more Atelier Sophie. Because the alternative is I'd take it off, but nah. Elgato is listed on the console. Yeah. Problem is, I don't have a PC. And Elgato, I'd need to run it off a PC, wouldn't I? And that's the biggest point, like, I don't have the money for that sort of thing. It's why, although I always feel kind of bad about it, I always advertise my Patreon. Yeah. Because in an ideal world, I'd have the money together to get a good PC together, get a full setup done, and then get Elgato set up from that. I stream straight from my PS5. It explains a lot, yeah. If an ideal world, because I don't earn enough from work to justify big spendings. It was quite the investment to get a PS5 in the first place a year and a half ago, which is why I'm so desperate to make sure it's not breaking. Oh, trophy unlocked, Capable Adventurer. Reached maximum adventurer level. Just check, but otherwise I wouldn't have brought mine either. Fair. And that's still not the enemies we're looking for. Actually, no, I'm going to fight these guys. I was going to not bother, but I was like, actually, just because I want to get a little closer to getting a skill point or whatever, just to see how it works. So one day I'd love to either work gets better out for me, or you know, this starts taking off and I actually can get some money in my back pocket for it, where I hit 1,000 subscribers to start monetizing my streams, or you know, like something happens with work or Patreon, people start hopping on that, whatever. Then I'd love to feed it back into this. Hey Toast, so far no. Because you, one man, Toast was with me whilst I was streaming through all that technical bullshit. I haven't had any problems so far today, which is making me lean more onto my theory that maybe Resident Evil was somehow overclocking the console because of everything that it was doing at once. But I did also factory reset the whole fucking console. I don't put faith in ad revenue. Oh, don't trust me, I'm not. Jesus Christ, what is in that truck? Did you guys hear all that rattling? I've got my windows open because although it's not summer, it's still quite warm today. $2 so far. Oof. Yeah, but even that, I'd just treat it as tips then. You know? I wouldn't look at it as like the new job straight away, because to be honest, it's not going to get. I'm not that optimistic. I would just treat it as tips. Actually, I don't want to fight these guys at all because they drop like no experience as well. Which is why, as time has gone on, I've learnt to be, you know, just that bit more accepting that if I'm going to get anywhere in terms of making money on YouTube, I should be pushing my Patreon. I don't like doing it because I feel like a sleazeball every time I do it. Yeah, but you have to make $100 before you get paid. Really? Damn. I didn't know that. But it seems like if I can at least get on the board, like, I can open the door then, because I think once you're monetized, I can open the door to things like super chats. Like Google at any rate, yeah. But you know, I can open the door to super chats. I can make it so people can just donate. I can open those doors. Because yeah, as much as I don't like it, I will be completely honest with you guys right now. If I reach a point where other avenues to make money through YouTube become available, I will jump on them. I'm not as naive as I was when I first started YouTube at 16. When I started YouTube at 16, I was adamant I was never going to do it for money. Isn't dildo because Patreon takes a portion of your earnings. Yeah, I know. But it'd still be, it's the thing, it'd still be something, that's the thing. I'm not asking to be rich, I'm asking, like you know, I'm not asking to be rich, I'm not asking to expect loads, it's just little things to get my foot in the door. But the enemy we're after clearly isn't spawning there, either that or I need to level up the area a whole bunch. Optimistic attitude. Like, it's like, so I'm very much just gonna, when it gets to it, when things like super chats come available, I will activate them, and I'll be very clear and concise and open about it. It was one of the inspirations for me being that way to begin with. Do we not have events at the top? I keep on going down to the bottom. Underground Lake. Because my inspiration was Ray Navarez Jr. On his live streaming, he is extremely open about the monetization, and people respect that because it's not him being like a weird sleazy about it. He's very open. It's like, look, we've got the the hype trains, so he calls them the scam trains, and like he will make a thing out of it every time. So maybe that's a part of the agreement. Ugh. Well, I was wanted to start a Let's Play channel, but I think I'd ever be good enough to worth watching. Lol. Yeah, but you've got to start somewhere. Toast. Like, I don't know if they're still on YouTube nowadays. I can't remember if I got rid of them, because I went on a bit of a purge last year on like some of the Let's Plays I didn't like anymore. But when I first started at 16, I had a shitty like Xbox 360 mic. I had zero self-confidence, so I was extremely like mumblecore apocalypse about the whole thing. The video was like each part was only like 10 minutes long, because it was like one mission of Devil May Cry 4 per video, because that's what I started with DMC4. It was shit in retrospect, but you have to start somewhere, you know? And it wasn't until like Final Fantasy 15, which I did in like 2018, where I actually felt like I started to get a bit more of a footing. Because, you know, I did Let's Plays for 5.5 years before I started streaming. Don't make 100 marks, super chats solely go to YouTube. Yeah, that's a bit fucking weird. That I think's a bit, ugh. But yeah, I'm not seeing Underground anywhere, so I'm going to go to the other area and just assume we're going to unlock it at another time. Didn't have a mic at first. Yeah. Well, I did at first, before I did Let's Plays, I did a lot of whole one-off videos, but it was a friend of mine, well, I say friend, that's being a bit generous, because this is high school we're talking now. We were on speaking terms, but he was aware of my YouTube channel at the time. And he recommended, he's like, look, if you want to get it big, everyone, because this was 2016, and everyone talks, just having it be videos isn't going to get you noticed. And I was like, you're right, and eventually I got a microphone and just winged it. People make these stones? Yeah, you have to spend plenty of time. Yeah, one man, you got it spot on. Spend plenty of time failing before you find your rhythm. You just got to keep at it, and eventually you'll find something. It's the same with streaming. Even though it's like similar to Let's Play, you know, talking to a screen, it was very different, and I struggled to find my rhythm at first. And it wasn't until like Blue Reflection where I felt like I really knew what I wanted to do and how to handle myself. My mother just messaged, let me just respond to her. Sorry, one sec. Oh, yeah, no worries, Toast. Oh, Toast, just because of the overclocking stuff, or potential overclocking stuff with RE, just until I've tested more shit, I'm holding off on RE3, so I won't be starting it tomorrow like I originally planned to. Just as a heads up. Just because like I'm playing it safe, I want to check things over. So tomorrow will probably be more Atelier Sophie, just so you're in the loop. A legend that says a nation that lived here long ago made them. It seems people lived even in places like this in the ancient past. I didn't know. It said it could have once been a church. But once we're on the other side of RE3, we'll be fine, because Code Veronica 4, 5, and 6, all of them won't be taxing on the console at all. At least I hope they won't be. Especially Code Veronica, because the Code Veronica on PS5 is literally just the PS2 version emulated. It even does the PS2 startup when you fire it up. It's literally the PS2 version emulated. When you go to save, it says, please, it brings up memory cards. You consider buying a PS5? I've had my PS5 since March of March of last year, I have to think. So about 18 months. And what was happening is, I said, it would randomly just shut down whilst I was streaming Resident Evil 2. and I looked into it, I've studied everything, and the most likely answer, I still factory reset everything and did everything I did just to be on the safe side, but the most likely answer is that the RE engine with ray tracing, whilst also uploading video footage and audio footage, was overclocking the console somehow, and eventually it just hit a kill switch because it was too much. Because it wasn't overheating. My console is not hot. I keep my I regularly vent out my console to get all the dust out of the fan, because it's very easy to clip the shell off, and they made it very easy deliberately so you could like clean up the dust very easily. PS4 Pro's been reliable. Yeah, my PS4 Slim. My base PS4 broke. I got a replacement base PS4. It broke. I got a Slim, and it's lasted me ever since. Nothing's lived as long as my PS2, however. I've had my PS2 since 2002, and it still works perfectly. My PS2 has survived the test of time. I'll never get rid of that bad boy. It works fucking flawlessly. Even if I've got 3 memory cards for it because of how many games I've got on it, and every time I go to play a game, I have to sit there and go, which fucking memory card has the game? I mean, consoles that they used to. Yeah, no, they're not built to last as much as they used to be. Oh, like my Xbox 360s. I went through so many fucking 360s. Oh, damn, as I said that, you probably saw it in chat. I went through like 4 360s before I got one that lived. Because Zero Red Ring. Damn, you lucky bastard. Yeah, I had a friend of mine, his first console red ringed, and he managed to get it repaired. Like, he took it to a repair shop and managed to get it repaired. It cost him a lot of money, but he did manage to get it sorted. This was like back in the day when I was a kid. Like, his parents paid for it, obviously. But, like, it happened, he managed to get it repaired, and that console then went on to live the entire 360 life. And I was like, what did they replace the parts with to make it live forever? But I genuinely went through like 4 360s when I was younger. Like, one of them broke so quickly that we literally got the return receipt and we got our money back. Because it was like within the first 6 months sort of thing. Because the shop my natural father at the time would take me to, there was a shop in town called Game, and they always did, especially with consoles, you always got 6 months warranty. I don't know if they still do, because I get pretty much everything online nowadays. Whether, even if I'm getting something physical, I'll buy it like through Amazon or something and have it delivered. I don't never go into the shops. They've probably forgotten who I am down there. I think the last time I went down there was to pick up a collector's edition. Back when I was still in college. I think it was to pick up I think the last time I went into Game was to pick up Bravely Second's collector's edition. That gives you an idea the last time I was in there properly. I think I've probably been in there a handful of times since then, but it's supposed to be a hardware that does speed runs. Yeah. I wonder if, like, speaking of speed runs, because I did, like, the Claire playthrough in RE2, I did super slowly because I was still like figuring things out. Whilst Leon's I did super quickly. I wonder if me running through that game was also making the engine render things more consistently and more often, and so that's what led to more trouble. Like, when we go through RE3, should I deliberately be taking my time? And maybe that will alleviate some of the pressure. A church? Yes, the shape is different, but there are stone monuments, and there are also many graves. That means there could still be plants surviving here, and that the people of the past grew. Ah, Oscar, where did you go? You realised we came here to gather plants, right? I was searching for them. I'm the one doing what we came here for. Sorry about that. By the way, did you find the plant you were looking for? Of course, yeah. I've never seen this before. Apparently it's originally grown for use in medicine. It should be used for alchemy. Oh, I see. Thanks, Oscar. Julia explaining Stonehenge, yeah. Explaining, sorry. We know, gather altar. When it says gather, will we actually find it around here, or...? Because we didn't the last thing. I said I didn't really look. Hey! Okay, you can pick up some. Nice. Alright, we got our hand in the door on that. If we need more, we know where to go. Did we ever fight that thing? I don't think we did, so we're going to check the sealed temple for better luck. Oh, speaking of the sealed temple, I completely forgot. Yeah, that's what we need, that warding incense to save that guy. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, but when we went there, we were just there, weren't we? The Foggy Woodlands. We were just there and we didn't find it. So I wanted to check other areas that had the mark on it, just in case. It might be a higher star level, but... Ah, fuck it, we'll head back. There's only books inside. Oh, was I? I'm sure we ventured in there for briefly. Yeah, no, we were there a minute ago. I meant earlier. Earlier on, when we first accepted the quest, we went into here. Then when we first came to the overworld, we started out going here. It might be day and night specific. Yeah, let's run around. Oh, the LP's getting kind of low. I have to be wary of that. Yeah, because it's all the other types. Oh no. Let's make it nighttime then and look around. Oh, it doesn't advance time if I don't actually pick it up. Interesting. Go on, make it nighttime so we can run around again. There we go, now let's run around again. I can get back here. I wish her range was ever so slightly bigger. Not much bigger, because obviously you don't want to make it overpowering, but just a little bit. I don't think any of these guys are still what we're looking for, but at this point we should just stick with it. Maybe one other problem. Go on. It might be like the ranking of the area. According to that thing, I only see 2 light bulbs on. Okay, it's not you guys. Oh, I have not been engaging in rumors at all. I need to actually do that. To be fair, I'm going to call this a bust anyway and head back in a second anyway, so I might check the rumor mill. once we get there. I completely forgot about the rumors. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah. I think they'll survive this fight. Ow. She does no physical damage. Fucking, she's entirely on items. The game is all post-game enemies that have trophies are found through rumor RNG. Oh. That sounds just... Oh. Last try. Because their LP is super low, so I can't stick. No. Yeah. Let's get back out of here before Corey literally collapses. Oh yeah, I will do in a sec. I think those last battles went really well. Looks like I've gotten stronger. I might even get even stronger if I come up with different ways to fight too. Oh, this is tutorializing the whole, now we're at the level cap. Time to get even stronger. You can now learn abilities. Sure, explain it to me. Checking status in main menu. Abilities allows you to strengthen characters by spending points earned through gaining experience. And lots of experience to develop your character according to your preferences. Do I have a guest? Answer it. Yeah, it's open. Is this Pam because I keep on giving her shit? It is. Sophie, I brought you a little present today. Are you happy? I'll see you again sometime. Please unlock it. Yeah, no worries. Church talisman, thank you. It's a Kimoch. Kimmoch. Alright, why would I want to make traveler's shoes? What benefits do I get out of this when I find it? Movement speed up. Now I remember. Poison berries have unlocked. Pretty common there, like really common. Okay. So you can find a rumor called Never Sunny Forest. Okay. which means, in other words, the one about Foggy Woodlands was right about the rumour. It's 100 coal. Before we go, I want to see if I can make better gathering gloves. It's been a while since I made them. And I think when I previously made them, it was back when I didn't have any real knowledge of what I was doing. In terms of making stuff. So my left ear just started ringing. It threw me off for a second. I was like, what's going on? That's not even going to get me remotely close. That's not either, but I can't really keep on trying it because I'll run out of time. Wait, hang on. Play the song. Please. Wait, what do you mean room is about test? Extra sweets and other snacks home. She says, it's a gift for her little brothers at home. I'm sure she would... Oh, hint, give her sweets. So chick words monster though. Look. I think outside the Kaiser Pigeon, I think the other two both can show up in the same location. I know that you can go Husk Forest with you and Open Ruins for you, but I think they're both also in Scarred Land, so I can probably clean that up relatively easy. Alright, what the fuck is that? Don't know what that is either. I'm not going to give up on that quest yet. We've still got 26 days to try and get to the bottom of it. What about traits? Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it? Hang on. Oh, lightning crystal. Yeah, I suppose the hint's in the name. What can we work on? Still need to do that. Fluffy sandwich. It'd be nice to make you, but I think we're missing something. Yeah, we don't have a snowflake crystal because we need to be able to make that first. We need a silver crystal. Remember correctly, as it pushes the ability to move further down the list. Oh, so you mean like that one OP skill in Blue Reflection 1? Got it. That made it so you could basically stop the enemy ever getting a goddamn turn. Activate division from puny jelly. What the fuck does that mean? Silver crystals are a rumor as well. Of course they are. What can we make? Let me check that again. Activate division. Let's see if we can see if it's I assume it's like an effect thing you can add. Right, it's a trait, sorry. Division is a trait in the middle section. Oh. It's third actually. We should probably use that. How much of a boost that is. Is it only? Jeez. Oh yeah, we'll keep it blue then. Experiment if we make a decision though. Yeah. I'm still like, I'll make one anyway, because if not, it could just be something else we can use. And where are your time? Ah, fuck it, I have to stick with that. Unique texture, yeah. It was third. Let's see if we can do that. Guide-wise, Fairy Cauldron. Do I have Fairy Cauldron? Yeah, let's just put up any old shit in. Expert, Practice, Grandma, Teacher. No, I don't. My best is Expert, I think. Going 5x5. Yeah, I need to... Ideally... Ideally, I'd love to get this to be 6x6. I genuinely would. It's bigger. Oh, these are okay. Oh, can the Expert go to 6x6? Because it doesn't look like it does looking at that. I know like some can, like you can... Oh, maybe... Oh, it has to be maxed, okay. That's what I was asking about. Yeah, just burn it on this. Now I'm good. Okay, do I have anything high that's a different colour? It's not blue, just so I can try and mix it with other stuff easier. I'm sure Fairy Cauldron can, yeah. What's so special about Fairy Cauldron then? What makes it stand out more? Is it just like the next step up the chain sort of thing? I need like a good red. Let me see if the quality is Cauldron of Knowledge. And Cauldron of Knowledge is like, you know, the big one, the main point of this game, trying to get the thing, at least right now. Appeal is the size and not having a time limit. Yeah, that's the thing I use. I don't mind the time limit. It's just when I like something doesn't quite work right, I'm like, God damn it. It's just, the reason why I'm not using the expert for this one is that if I can't get it to 6x6, I'm not forced to, like, locked into it sort of thing. Oh, so that'll probably be for doing her quest, the quiz, which means I need to go visit her again. No fucking chance. Alright, let's... We'll come back. Oh, wow. You can tell we got fast shoes on. Yeah, move speed up L. I just started moving and went, that's what Game Fact's telling me. I'm gonna manual save. Just because we haven't saved all stream. And if the PS5 does end up crashing, that'd be a lot of fucking progress lost immediately. So just messaging back mother. So I can't remember. Did like literally any Atelier game have auto-saving? I can't remember any of them off the top of my head. Hello Elise. Welcome Sophie. You give me another quiz. Not mine at all. You're that confident you can pass it? Oh, I'm really confident because I have a guide. I think so. Let's begin. Alright, I'll do my best. This will be the first question. What's this town's name? I don't even need to look at the guide for that. That's correct. That's a relief. Oh, then I think I'll pick this as the second question. Thunderstorm, right? Was we were in a thunderstorm earlier? Yes. I'd make my guess, then I glance at the guide for the record, so I'm at least like giving my own thought first. That's correct too. Hey, I feel I can do this. Maybe this one. Which day is a weekend? Oh, you fuck! It's not Sprout and Blood, because that's like Monday, Tuesday. It's definitely not that. Fruit and Seed? Oh, it is Fruit and Seed, thank God. Hey! Well done, you got them all correct. Alright, I'm on a roll today. Here's your prize. What are you giving me? It'll be useful to you. Oh, nice. We just used some golden punables. That's helpful. Oh, thank you. I'll make more difficult questions next time. Yeah, fruit and seed, I think. You don't think about it that much, do you? You really don't think about it that much, and you're like, oh. Seeds sprout Sundays when you plant new seeds. Yeah. God, yeah, I move way fucking quicker. What's she doing? Corey's around here, apparently. Oh, hello, Corey. Oh, Corey. Still trying to find who might know your dad, huh? Corey, what are you doing here? Pagan harvest aspect, fair enough. Oh, Sophie. You're listening to the music box. I just find the whole, the 5 days of the week revolving around a plant just really charming in this game. Because it's very rare for any piece of media to, straight up change the naming of the days and month systems. They usually just, even in like super fantasies, they either just don't refer to them at all, or they use normal human Earth dates, The music box. You do like that music box, don't you? Before we start dating in... Is her story frustrating and light and sweet with Corey's payoff? How so, without going into too much details? Is it just a lot of work? I like it very much. It's like my treasure now. Treasure, huh? I started all this to find my dad, but lately I've been feeling like this is more important. I don't really care about finding my dad anymore. Yeah, it's the memories you've made. Really? Is that really okay? I'm joking. I just want to meet my dad. Okay, that's good. It's hard to tell when you're joking, Corey. Payoff is a comedy bit. That's a bit of a yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. It's also true that I cherish this music box. I was able to obtain a treasure like this because I opened my store. And because I met you. That's why I'm glad I opened my duplication store. I'm glad I met you too, Corey. Yes, I hope I keep seeing you, Sophie. Look at the wall of people that are down there. Hello. Sophie, welcome. Tess, you don't seem very lively. Kind of. Willing to listen if you want to talk. Really? Well, you see, one of my little brothers caught a cold. Whereas when I first discovered it, I screamed both internally and externally of pure suffering when I found out. Oh god. Okay. I think that, yeah, if it's from what I can work out and what you've said, it's like, you get invested in her seeing where her story goes, and if it just ends up being a joke, it can be a little bit like a kick in the shins. I was always taking care of him. I didn't sleep, so I'm pretty tired. Doesn't sound good. Should I make some medicine? No, we have medicine already, but he doesn't want to take it because it's bitter. That reminds me, I didn't like medicine when I was little too. I understand how you feel, I don't exactly like it either. But he seems to be in pain, I want to help him. What could we do? I'll just think about it a little more. I woke up after talking to you, thanks Sophie. Can't you do it, please? I said I can't. There's something you can do. You say that, but... What's wrong? Why are you like peer pressuring Monica? Sophie, you need to help us convince her. Convince her? We were planning to have a concert at the cafe soon, but the singer won't be able to make it. She always comes at night, which makes a scheduling mistake. And it's been established several times that Monica's got a great singing voice. I see, so you want Monica to take her place. That's right, so you need to ask her too. Hey Tess, don't get Sophie involved in this. But Monica, they're always helping us. You should help them too. That's true, but I can't sing in front of people. I managed to go to the prayer just like you asked, so you need to try harder too. That's different. Please, Monica, you're the only one we can ask. I'd like to ask as well. Could you please help us, at least for the guests who are coming? Oh, fine. I understand. I'll do it. Just have to do it, right? Thanks, Monica. Thank you very much. I just have one condition. Sophie, you need to make some snacks by the time of the concert. Me? If you do that, I'll sing. That's what she wanted. Was she planning to ask you as well, Sophie? It wouldn't be possible for Tess and I to make enough refreshments. Could you make some? I got it. Doing my best. Good, good. Fate, the concert's in your hands, Sophie. Sorry we're asking so suddenly. Counting on you. Oh, is that a natural effect? 15 sample suites. Simple sweets, sorry. Hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 24. So... You get... I think you get... I hope we get several. I don't think we do. I don't think we've got enough thingies. If we're just making a shit ton of them, we can throw in anything into this. Also, I want to specify, I put the music to random between the new theme and the old theme because I kind of like the old theme, and I don't think it's played once. I know it can. Doesn't matter too much what we're making since we're making so many. We only make one at a time? Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going to be here for a minute. I'm definitely going to have to get more uni. I think there's a whole bunch of places we can buy uni, so it's not the end of the world. Fucking 15, that's absurd. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going crazy. Better be worth it. I want to hear her sing, and I want her singing to be beautiful. We absolutely don't have enough unis to do this right now. We're gonna have to go buy some. And the first theme that plays in the Atelier here, not this newer one that plays, I kind of almost treated it as like Sophie's theme. And so that's why it kind of sticks out to me more. This is absurd. It better be fucking worth it. Alright, it's the last one we can make, and we need to go get more unis. Oh, I need to actually go out and do them. Is this just a game saying, hey, there's uni here? And it's wrong uni, I need normal ones. Oh no, it's because of the rumor. Yeah. I remember now. Oh my, what the f... God, this music's so good. What hellspawn did I just stumble into? Just nuke the bitch! Is it lowering our level? Is that the trick? It's like making our level artificially lower for a minute? Okay, it's nearly dead, and it's broke, so we've won. Funny ghost sended. Yeah, funny is an interesting... Oh, what did we just pick up? It's like, now there's a goddamn car alarm going off. Today is a very much a day of noise. No. Sure, I'm not using you anyway, but sure, you can have it. Yeah, they do that. We'll just show up uninvited and just be super powerful. And can level you down. Oh, whilst we're out, we should probably do the bird cleanup. So I know there's two that will show up in Scarlet Land, so we can try and get them both together. And then we'll just see what the game says for the pigeon. Oh yeah, we definitely move a lot faster now. Alright, nice. Alright, so now we just need to find Kaiser Pigeon. I mean, you can turn it in now, but it shouldn't be that hard to hunt down Pigeon. There's another rumor thing to check there. That's that thing. Oh, that's the compass. I saw like that in the corner. I was like, what the heck is that? No, it's just the compass. Where's the pigeon? Wood cabin. Probably attached to another area, isn't it? And it has a different name when you're in there, which is why it's coming up like this. I mean, we can just turn in what we got. I just wanted to see if we get the pigeon. Let's check out this rumor, and then we'll turn in what we've got. Oh, it's something new to pick up around here. Got it. So it'll probably be in the next area then, because that's where the last one was. Yes. Alright, sure, I'm satisfied. Let's just get out of here. We know what that is. Oh, who? Sure. Sophie, here. This is for you. It's a little gift from me. Yay, thank you. Don't remember giving you anything, but thanks. Monster feather. Oh, it does play the other theme every now and then. The randomizer does work sometimes. And I'm immediately gonna leave. You guys could be annoying, so I'd rather not bother with you. Oh, you're in the fungal garden. We were looking for you at one point. I don't want to turn that in because we've only got one extra rublum on beyond that. Oh, let me check rumors. Okay, nothing too interesting. Did you hear about the clock shop? I mean Harold's shop, right? The one famous for being lazy. Is people talking about Harold's shop? That's what I heard too, but it sounds like it's been different lately. He'll repair your clock for really cheap if you bring it over. Apparently he doesn't do a bad job either. He wasn't very skilled compared to his father, is it true? Yeah, my clock's been acting up lately. I'll try bringing it over to see sometime. Like Harold's working hard. Harold's shop is getting the praise. I'm feeling happy too for some reason. I'll take your whole stock. I think that'll be enough. Now I could probably turn in the rubum. Shit, let me go do that. When it's that much, you can't really say no. You have anything new to say? Oh, we should actually go and actually talk to Harold. Since he's working so hard. Hey Harold, I have some good news for you. Good news? Yeah, it sounds like your shop has a good reputation now. They say you repair clocks for cheap and do good work. I see. Yup, you've been working seriously lately. No wonder your reputation's gone up. I'm really working for that reason. Really? Yeah, I told you before, but I'm just repairing clocks to improve my own skills. I reduced the price so more customers would come, and I could repair more clocks. I don't really care about my reputation. You're really amazing. Amazing? Me? Yeah, if I was praised that much by my customers, I would be dancing for joy. But you aren't like that at all. You're, how should I say it, acting like an adult. An adult? Isn't there a better way to put it? Besides, you're misunderstanding something. What? I told you I don't care about my reputation. I never said I wasn't happy about getting compliments. Oh, so does that mean you're actually really happy about this? I see, so that's how it is. Stop it, don't grin at me like that. Harold, things turned out great, didn't they? Harold learned gun knowledge. This motherfucker. Fire resistance. Okay, not quite what I thought it was going to be. Alright, back to the grind. Oh no, actually. Sort, count. So we use the stuff we got way too much of first. And by the time we're done, I think it will be the next day, so we'll be able to give this straight into test. I have 15! Get some rest. Hey Sophie, how's your little brother's cold? But he's fine now, he's running around like usual. That's good, but still. I was thinking about how I didn't want to see them in pain again like the other day. If they take medicine, they'll get better. And if they don't want to, it makes suffering last longer. I feel bad. They said they don't want to take it because it's bitter, right? Oh, I know. What? You don't like bitter medicine? I'll just have to make it sweet medicine. Sweet medicine? For example, if it's sweet like syrup, they'd probably be more than happy to drink it. Sophie, that's an amazing idea. You may even be a genius. I'm sure my little brothers would drink that. Not just my brothers, but all the kids in town. Really? I guess I'll try making it. Yeah, give it a try. I'll be cheering for you, Sophie. Oh, is it something new we have to actually go make? Who do we have to turn this into? To Monica. Okay, where is Monica? Is this enough? Yeah, this should be everything. Oh, I mean, you'd actually better make it all. Huh? Nothing. I got it. I know I promised. I'll sing like I said I would. Okay, do your best. You seem so happy about it. Because I don't get to hear you sing very often. Of course I'd be happy. You're really good at singing, but you never let me listen. Because it's embarrassing. I like singing, but not in front of other people. You'll do fine. I know you will. It's easier said than done. I guess I shouldn't doubt myself before trying. You worked hard to make preparations too, after all. Anyway, I'll go talk to Mr. Horse now. I'm sure I need to practice first. Sophie, we've come this far. Make sure you come watch. Yeah, I'll definitely go. Go to the concert. Can we just go now, or does it have to be in the evening? I guess we don't have the sweet medicine. I guess we do. It's something new we have to make. Yes. Oh, I didn't even click any buttons. There's Pamela, Mr. Horst, and Mrs. Marguerite there too. I see, that's a difficult issue. When it comes to issues facing the entire town, you can't make decisions alone. Still, we can't just ignore it. That's true. Then we just have to do something about it. You're rushing too much, Marguerite. You were always like this, ever since you were a child. You have plenty of time to think about it first. Nothing will happen anytime soon. I suppose so. How old is Pamela? She's saying when you were a child. To someone who has a fully grown kid. There's some truth to what Pamela said. We should think about it a while longer. You're right, I got it. I'll just match it up to you for a while. I was in charge of the matter. It was good that we came to Pamela to discuss it. We always come in when we're concerned about things ever since we were kids. You're welcome anytime. The conversation was a little strange. Exactly how old is Pamela? Thank you, Sophie. Oh, you're looking for the herbal stuff still. That would be a long time fucking waiting. Do we need an elixir base first? Had to check to see if they restocked. I'm ready for day 3 of your quiz. Konnichiwa, Elise. Oh, welcome, Sophie. Let's take another quiz today. You have another one? I'm pretty confident I can get them all right. Okay then. Do you mind if this one's a little more difficult? I'll be fine. Do your best. First question. What happens to monsters at night? They get stronger. Impressive, you're correct. I'm just getting started. Can you say that after the second question? What status effect occurs when you attack the same enemy many times and they break, right? Yes. The first 2 questions are super easy. It's the third one that's always terrifying. Hey, just one more. Very difficult. Types of puny are presently known to inhabit the region. Blue, green, red, black, gold. There's gotta be more than 5. Let me have a look. 8, yeah, that makes sense. Congratulations! You got them all correct. That's very impressive. Just because I could only think of 5 was not enough for me to believe there was only 5. So there's 3 more missing that I either can't think of or haven't met. You got them all correct. It's very impressive. I did it! Congratulations for my quizzes now. I've prepared a special prize for you. What could it be? Received forgotten wood. What's this? Received from a merchant. It's related to alchemy. So it'd be suitable for you. Easy for me to take this. It's me holding onto it. It's your prize. Thank you so much, Elise. And apparently we need to come back again on another day, and we can eventually start working on a quest line for Elise. Because I just saw it when I was going for the thing. It said keep coming back afterwards. When's the performance? How long do I have to wait for this performance? Do I have to like in the evening? Is it during the day? Like I keep on poking my head in like it's like no. We're close. We got 68. Welcome, Sophie. Welcome. Hello, Mr. Horst. Thank you as always, Sophie. Huh? What are you talking about? Undertaking the requests brought to my shop. Well, that's all. You really have been helping me a lot. It's no big deal. No, I'm quite impressed by your hard work. I doubt things would go nearly as well without you here. You're irreplaceable. You don't need to compliment me that much. You should be more confident in yourself. I expect great things from you in the future. Sure, I'll do my best. I mean, we're going to the fungal garden anyway, we might as well pick up that as well. Ooh, creepy book in the kitchen. So I'm guessing it's just like come back later and eventually like there'll be an evening or something we can go visit and do the performance. Or someone I need to talk to maybe? Seed day mornings. That's Sunday, isn't it? Or the equivalent of Sunday, the last day before it rotates. It's like tomorrow in-game morning, because it's currently day 4. Yes, okay, there it is. I knew I'd find it eventually. But yeah, alright, I want to see this, so... Let's see if we can make the honey syrup. Oh, I can check. Okay, you can check through this what it is you need to make to fill in the gap. Now we can make this. Got it. They say a concert, I need to go to the shop. Hello! Oh, there are lots of guests here already. Hey. Oh, Oscar and Julio. You'd listen to Monica sing? Yes, Oscar invited me. This is Monica's big debut. Of course we're here to listen. We saved a seat for you too. Thanks. Thank you for waiting, everyone. We're starting the concert now. Today's singer, Miss Monica, will be entering the stage now. Please give her a round of applause. Please don't get stage fright, baby girl. You can do this. Monica! She's alright, she looks really nervous. Monica, you can do it! You can do it! Oh. Maybe smile at the girl. Aww, I got a trophy. Monica on stage. Enjoyed her concert. I don't know why no one's on the piano. You would have thought that would have been perfect. Just want to do the piano as well. Monica's really good at singing. Yes, she has a very beautiful voice. I haven't heard her in a while, but she really does have a good singing voice. Plants around her are also really happy. The power of her song soothes them. Power of her song to her. Now you mention it, it really feels that way. Just look, everyone is having a great time thanks to Monica's songs. That's right, Monica looks like she's having fun too. I just want to keep listening forever. Same here. She's really good at singing. Aww, and that just ends there. Oh, I've got to at least talk to her afterwards. Be like, you're the best. Oh, right, whilst we're here. Oi, you. Tess, what do you think about this? Give me a second, I'll taste it. Oh, it's sweet and delicious. It's good. You're amazing, Sophie. It's really sweet. I want to put this on bread and eat it every day. I had a silly video over there, the place where Monica was singing and let it carve your way from strife. I once had such sweet memories. Oh, Jesus. You put that in my head now. The ending bit, especially. Not like the rock bit, the bit at the end where it gets all slow and soothed. That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good. I mean, it's medicine after all. I think your little brothers wouldn't mind taking this medicine. It's way too much. It's a great song. I mean, I say that. Guilty Gear Strive and banger song, like, they go hand in hand. I'm a shadow always with you. The only, like, song I don't like is Perfection Can't Please Me. All the rest, I either understand why people like them, at least, or love them myself. I've forgotten what it's called. May's Theme. I'm not the biggest fan of May's Theme, but I understand why people like it. I can see the rhythmic appeal it has. I genuinely like Town Inside Me, Bridget's theme, and it's hard to pick a favorite. But I say if I pick a favorite Guilty Gear song, I tend to lean towards Exard's actual lyrical songs, because Sky Should Be High, Storyteller, Six Black Heaven's Guns, and Divide My Heart, especially Divide My Heart. I love that song. You know what I mean? Like, they're bangers. They're so goddamn good. Like, I'm so used to them. But with Strive, it'd probably be, yeah, like, Let Me Carve Your Way, because that song's great. I have a soft spot for Crawl. You know, the boss theme song. Do have a soft spot for that. I love, What Do You Fight For? Or Nagara Yuki's theme song. Love Subhuman Self. I have Love Subhuman Self on my phone. I had that as my ringtone for a bit. Not anymore. I've changed it since then. But I had it on my ringtone for a while. I think it's cheating that in every single Guilty Gear, no matter what, Kai always has a banger fucking theme. I just think it's not fair at this point. Let someone else have the god tier music. For once. Why does he get Holy Orders? And now he gets this. Come on. And that's even ignoring that Guilty Gear Korean, he also has the best fucking track in the soundtrack. If you've ever heard the Korean OST for Kai. I love Baikon's new theme. It took me a while to get used to because it's so slow at first, and it's like for a fighting game it's so unfitting, but you take it out of its context of being in a fighting game, it's amazing. And I also have a soft spot for Testament's song. I love Testament's theme. Like a Weed, Naturally As a Matter of Course. I remembered the name. It took me a second. I was like, it's a long name. I like all the tracks, really. Like, Happy Chaos' theme is a banger, Kiss of Death. I love... like, Gold Lewis's theme, sorry. I love Happy Chaos' theme. They're all good. I like Hellfire. It took me a while because it was so different from what I was expecting from Leo. But I really like Hellfire now, especially now I understand the lyrics. They're all good. They're all good. Enjoy Faust as a character. Yeah, how have you been handling Faust being so radically changed in Strive? I mean, they've justified it. He put so much... Well, I say explained it, less justified. In the DLC story, that he just put so much energy into all that shit surrounding Delilah that he'd like separated his soul from his body, like cut like Looney Tunes shit. But I know a lot of people was kind of like, what happened to my boy when he was announced in Strive? No doubt about it. In fact, they probably want seconds. Let's let him have it. Drinking too much medicine's poisonous. When he played Strive. Ah, fair enough. He used to have a lot more logic behind him because he was, you know, a scientist. Do you know the backstory of Faust? Like his whole story? Because it's actually one of the more easier to understand, but still interesting ones. It's not as complicated as some of the other characters' backgrounds. Oh yeah, you do know his story then. Saying as fuck, but I find his story particularly tragic. Yeah, because he was originally a doctor who believed he'd killed a girl through his science and got it and fucking up a medical procedure. When he hadn't, he was tricked. Which is why he went as Dr. Baldhead for a while, because he just went full psycho because it broke him so heavily. But then after wanting to amend and ultimately get revenge on those who wronged him, he eventually shifted and became Faust. Thanks for this, I mean it. You made something like this for my little brothers. It's fine, you're always helping me. You're such a good girl. Maybe I should treat you to something nice. Oh, really? Yay! Of course, anyway, come back to my shop anytime. I will. I'd still say don't get me wrong, it's awkward to go back to nowadays, but if you get the chance, I would still recommend trying out Xrd. Not Xrd, sorry. Xrd, you should try out Xrd as well. But XX, the one that's got rollback on Steam, XX Accent Cole plus R. But you say that, but Tekken got an extremely deep story with multiple layers. Virtua Fighter has a pretty deep story. Mortal Kombat has an ongoing narrative. Guilty Gear and BlazBlue have got extremely long narratives. Like, I'm kind of used to fighting games having crazy stories. I'm kind of the other way around. I mean, Clement made a huge lore video on Tekken that's like over an hour long. And barely scratches the surface. That's kind of a cute picture. I'll accept that because it's something to get us in the books with Elise. Finding game stories is lacking. Used to games like Samurai Showdown, to be fair. Yeah, Street Fighter has a deep lore. It's why people are making a big thing about 6 being based after 3. Because in the story, no Street Fighter game since 3 has been based after it. 4 was based just after 2, and 5 was based just after 4. They've never made a story that's gone beyond 3 in the narrative, while 6 is, so it's more exciting for people, because the story could go in new directions. And like I said, Tekken, the entire storyline is the struggle of the main family. And the ongoing thing. Like, Mishima, I think he's canonically dead now as of Tekken 7. Because of the stories, and how it goes. As in, Guilty Gear has an extremely deep lore that expands into books, as well as the games. And every single arcade ending is canon across every single game. And almost all of them have at least 3. They have the one for just beating it, one for beating it no rounds lost, and one for beating the optional boss as well. And all of them are canon and tie into the narrative. Which hilariously, I say hilariously, it just shows how transphobic people really are. That was never in question. All the arcade endings were always known as every single one of them is canon, they all tie into each other. That was never once in question until there was an ending where Bridget comes out as trans. And suddenly everyone was like, oh, that must be the bad ending. I was like, you fucking idiots. No, it's canon. The other 2 endings tie into her discovering herself. Like, her entire arcade story is one of self-discovery. And the ending where she comes out as trans is the last piece of the puzzle. It's all canon, It got so bad, like the transphobia got so bad, that people started impersonating Arc System Works and pretend they sent emails saying, oh, it was a localization thing. And Arc System Works themselves had to come out and say, no, they're fucking lying, ignore them. They're making shit up. And I was just like, it's not politics. In my opinion, it's not politics. It's basic rights. And people are arseholes. Maybe that's me being too stern and too forceful on it, but I thought people wanting to be them shouldn't be politics. Regardless of what it is or whatever your reason is, it doesn't matter. You're you, and you're the only person that should matter to you. No one else should have a say in it. Discourse, yeah, the discourse, absolutely, I get. One to dodge that like a thing. It's just I unfortunately use Twitter, so I saw most of it. Oh, we got no room. That's okay. We're making this just for the quest. Trait size minus. Fuck. I didn't even spot that. I was like, why didn't the questing pop up? Yeah, sorry, I realised what you said. I went a bit too aggressive on you, sorry about that. I mistook what you meant. It was the same in when I went through Danganronpa 1. There are some topics that I get you. There are some topics where it's like it's not that I get defensive about it, it's just if I see people being like arseholes about it, I will challenge it immediately. Sort of thing. Does any of these have poison? Because like in Danganronpa is that when I was a kid, I had it's a scar, it doesn't go away, but when I was a kid, I was bullied a lot for having scars on my hand, and it made me extremely self-conscious of it. So going into Danganronpa and having a character who had scars on their hand, who also gets the piss taken out of them, I was not about that. I mean, it's a point. The person who's taking the piss out of her is you're supposed to hate them, but it was still like, you know, it rubbed me the wrong way on a personal level. Best in time off Twitter. Yeah. I usually do, but it's like the only way I tend to find out that directs are coming, like Nintendo Directs and whatnot, or like just general announcements are coming around. Like I didn't realize that Sonic Frontiers, the short version of its main theme song, and the island theme both went on Spotify. I didn't know that until I saw the announcement on Twitter. So I usually keep it for announcements sort of thing. I try and stay out of discourse and shit like that if I can help it. I'm starting to think we don't have anything that can do poison. Either that or I've gone straight past it and didn't spot it. Do one more check and then we'll throw in the towel. I am thinking of wrapping up soonish though, because I'm getting a little hungry. And like I think, like I said at the start of the stream, I don't want this to be too long anyway, just because I'm still testing things out with the PS5. And so I will stream more of this tomorrow. I've kind of, as this stream's gone on, become more and more confident in that. I'm going to hold off on RE3 and go against my schedule just for now, just until I've tested everything before I start testing the console again. I understand why I tend to get my news from Google links following different journo sites. Yeah, I mean, we have our ways of doing it. I used to be, like, because I never used to have Twitter when I was younger. I used to be one of those types of people. It's like, if there was something I was interested in, I would, like, at the start of a day, go to Google and search up new news on it. So, like, for example, back in, like, 2011, 2012, I was really excited and anticipating Halo 4. Every single day, I'd go to Google and just search Halo 4, and then I'd go to news, and I'd see what pops up and see if there's anything new. And just do that. And so it's like, that would be my way of getting news when I was a kid. Okay, I'm going to assume nah, because I haven't seen anything that says poison. Unless I've just scrolled past it a bunch of times. Oh, we need more fucking Zettel. Ugh. We need size down if we're going to try and make the book. Would mini size count as size town? Well, my mental health would be much better my time off Twitter. Yeah, I get that. It's why I keep it very contained. On my Twitter, I mostly follow artists and voice actors. And the occasional news site. Like, I follow, like, say, like, the Sonic the Hedgehog official Twitter. I follow the Sega official Twitter. I follow the Atlas official Twitter. Those sort of things. But I follow a lot of voice actors. And they tend to be pretty positive as a whole. See, pro wrestling for me also makes sense. I've got some friends who are really into pro wrestling. And still, like, every time there's a new thing, they'll come and tell me about it. And I'm like, one day I'll sit down and watch it. I'm pretty sure we've got the right thing. It's just me being careful with size minus. But I'm never going to say never to things like pro wrestling. It's just wherever it takes me, you know? It might be a day where I sit down and watch it and really enjoy it. There might be a day where I watch it and I don't enjoy it. I've just never given it a chance. Something and/or enjoying something should never be rushed. Absolutely. I don't know if this counts, but we'll find out. Doesn't. Ah. Noticing quests. Size minus. The amount of codex I'm making for this, god damn it. That's size plus. We're good. We got size minus. Oh, it doesn't matter if something overlaps. We're giving it away anyway. I've just got a whole bunch of extras I don't know what to do with. Nice. I feel I'm only doing this bit. It's just to get my foot in the door to get me closer to Elise. Speaking of, we should go talk to her. Because we should be able to advance her quest now. And that's why I believe it isn't historically accurate for Adelaide. I see. In that case, do you have any books on the subject? Let's see. As far as I know, there's no single book that contains it all. I would need to gather several books. I see, I understand. It would really help. I'll come back again sometime. Hello, Elise. Welcome, Sophie. Were you teaching something to a customer again? I wouldn't say it was teaching, I just told him what I knew. You know a lot of things after all. Why do you know so much anyway? Well, it's probably all just knowledge I picked up as I've read books. Huh. For example, I don't need to read textbooks. You can find small amounts of knowledge scattered around in novels. If you run into something you don't understand, then you should do some research about it. As I did that, I accumulated a lot of knowledge on my own. I see. Also, I don't know if you'd call this knowledge, but most subjects don't just have one aspect, they have many. You will find relations and connections in most unexpected of places sometimes. Maybe it'll be easier to understand if I said they aren't just connected vertically but horizontally too. I kinda get it, I kinda don't. You should read more books, Sophie. You'll eventually start to understand what I mean. It might even help you find a solution to a problem that you wouldn't have thought of otherwise. I got it. I don't really like studying. It's only bad because you think of it as studying. You should have more fun with it. I never used to read as a kid. Oh, I say that's a lie. I read instruction manuals because that was just my weird thing that I was into as a kid, I guess. But actually sitting down and reading a book, I had no interest. No matter how hard my parents tried, I had no interest whatsoever. I was like, no, let me play my video games. So what do we actually need to work on? We still need to go to the underground lake, wherever that is. Can't make you yet. We can't make you yet. They're all things that are just on the waiting list, I suppose. I used to read a lot as a kid. Yeah, it's fair enough. I read a lot more now because I write as well. And so it's good reference material to be able to read and get inspiration. But, which is ironic. You know, it's ironic. I hated reading and now I'm a writer. When I was at 1 hour time doing video games. It wasn't a time limit. It was only when I was super little. It was only set days of the week. It was only Monday, Wednesday, and I think Saturday I could play games when I was little, and I could only play to a set time of the day anyway, until I got my own console. When I got my own PS2, because when I was super little we had a Dreamcast, but it was the family Dreamcast, so I couldn't play it anyway a lot of the time. But when I got the PS2 and I got my own PS2 in my room, because it was like a new gift for Christmas, they were a bit more lenient on that rolling, just so then I could enjoy my Christmas present. And they instead changed it as I got older to I could play it any day up until I think it was 9 PM. And then once I got to college, because that ruling remained until I was about 15, and in my last year of school, my mum kind of let it loose. It was like, yeah, you do what you want. And during starting college, it became all on me because I was old enough to make my own choices, in my mother's opinion. Because you'll get that impression from me. My mum makes all the rules. My natural father, back when I still spoke with him when I was younger, and still really knew him that much when I was younger, really didn't have much say in anything. And my stepdad, no, he's more of a buddy than a parent. Like, he's someone I'll sit down and chat with, sort of thing. Like, he doesn't like issue any rules. We're just buddies to share a house. You know? Which is how it should be, I feel, personally. I had the entire Hardy Boys mystery series, The Wheel of Time with Robert Jordan, and countless history books. Damn, that's a lot more than me, dude. That is a lot more than me. I'm looking at my shelf now, and it's not a big shelf. Sounds pretty cool. Hang on. Yeah, no, it's not a big shelf. I just moved a couple things. I just read what I want to read. I was recently reading a Paul Hoffman book called The Left-Handed God. I don't know if it's brilliant, because I'm not that far into it, but it's alright. I'm enjoying what I'm reading so far. Speaking of reading, there's one more step that I saw in the guide when I was looking at the quiz. I mean, you're starting with your father, but that sounds pretty good too. Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, no, my natural father and I, we don't talk anymore. It's just nature of how things are. But he's in the same house, yeah. But my stepdad and I, yeah, we're tight. Do I have a guess? I haven't given you anything either, I don't think. I mean, lots of things. I'm going to show you my thanks. I don't remember giving these people gifts. I only remember giving Pamela some gifts. Sorry, stepfather. Yeah, no. You know, I want to see where this quest goes, so I'm going to skip a day. And then after this, I am going to wrap up, because it's about 10 to 1 my time. And I'm really in the mood. I noticed it this morning as I was getting breakfast, because I was just having cereal this morning, you know, nice and easy and quick. And I glanced in the fridge to get the milk out, and I saw I still had an extra burger left. Because I was like, oh, you know, sometimes you spot something, you don't realise you had it, and then it just sits in the back of your head for like afterwards. You're like, oh, and now I'm in the mood. I'm like, I really want that burger. It's like, I really want it, and I'm gonna cook that son of a bitch as soon as I get downstairs after this stream. Hello, wait, huh? Welcome. Where's Elise? It's me. What's wrong, Sophie? Oh, has she not got her glasses on? Oh my god, she's beautiful! Oh my god, Elise, you're beautiful! Nice, I'd like to know some tacos. Oh, fair. Well, the thing is, I've got into a habit recently, I say recently, like a year or so, of like, I I don't really have 3 meals a day that much anymore. Like, I'll have breakfast in the morning, like, just to get my energy sort of thing, have some cereal. Then around lunchtime, I'll have a big meal, and then that will just carry me out the rest of the day. I tend to not get hungry in the evenings. I know it's like, you know, like the whole standard practice is that you should have 3 meals, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I tend to just skip lunch more often than not. It's only if it's, like, a work day, like, when I'm working at the supermarket sort of thing. If it's a workday sort of thing, I'll try and push myself to eat more, just so then I've got the energy to go through the evening shift, because working till 11 PM can be quite tiring if you're on a smaller stomach. Elise? Yes, it's me, really. What's wrong? But you're way different than usual. Yeah? Oh, I know, it's your glasses. So it's only go one formula, then that's fair too. That's fair too. If my mum was listening in on this conversation, she would have gone, yes, and we shouldn't have to obey standard social norms. We should all be allowed to do our own thing. That my mum very much will campaign for just being your own person. And she very much says, no, you shouldn't eat 3 meals a day because you feel you have to. You should only eat as much as you feel you want to eat. If my mum was in the building right now and hearing it, she would absolutely be like, she would burst into my live stream and go on one. She wouldn't, but in spirit she would. What happened to your glasses? Judge me for not doing at least 2. But the thing is, if you're healthy and satisfied with how much you're eating, that's what counts. Right? I mean, yeah, when we're little, when I was a kid, it's part of the reason why I'm not the tallest bloke in the world. I think I'm either 5'4" or 5'5". Like, I'm not tiny, but I'm not tall either. And a lot of it's because I didn't eat that much when I was a kid. And so when I was a kid, my mum was very pushy. You should be eating more, because she wanted me to grow. But now I'm older, it's like, what's it matter? And so I just eat what I want to eat. My mum's very progressive like that. Said always preoccupied. Yeah, that's fair enough. I have them. I read a little too much. My eyes are tired. I took my glasses off to give them a rest. I see. Don't really understand, but do I really change that much about my glasses? Yeah, you look super pretty. Oh, yeah. I kind of wish it didn't do the stereotype they look better without their glasses. I mean, yeah, she looks goddamn beautiful, but Elise is beautiful regardless. You're really pretty to begin with, but you look more I'm sorry, it's really hard to describe. Don't worry about it. But I can't read books without my glasses. I can recognize you by your voice right now, but your face is very blurry. So your eyes were that bad? Yes, there's no way to make them better. It's really not something I can do anything about. It feels like a real waste. Alright, I'm going to go back here, I'm going to manual save, and I'd say... Overall, thick rim glasses. Yeah, like, I don't agree with it, because it ends up enforcing this stereotype that leads to making people afraid of wearing glasses when they need them. Like, to be fair, my vision isn't the best. My vision is like, I always describe my vision as 1920. Like, in my right it's crystal clear, but in my left it slightly blurs. But when I'm looking straight at things with both eyes, the clear vision corrects the blurred. I can see things clear when I'm looking dead at it. But I know I need glasses eventually, and I'll get them eventually. Less about appearance and more about the idea that hides their face. Yeah, true. But it's like, they're constantly doing this whole story trope of, oh, they look so dazzling when they take the glasses off. It's just like, you're scaring people who actually need them away. I would rather them be as beautiful. Or, you know, or beautifuler when they put them on. I'd rather flip the script. But I saved there because I am going to wrap up here. I'm sorry, Plushto, we did nothing to help you today. I just got distracted talking a bunch and starting a lot of quests and stuff. But we did make progress and we did get to see some stuff. Okay, women... yeah, as a renowned woman enjoyer, I too believe that all women are naturally beautiful. Anyway, on that lovely note, I'm going to wrap this up. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll stream more of this tomorrow just to kind of take it easy on my PS5 until I figure out everything. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you